to another exciting episode of Way of the Brush. With me, your host, Kris, aka the Name Butcher, aka Hey You Get Off My Lawn, aka Kris, you're being creepy again. Way of the Brush, the most informative 120 minutes on the Wargaming lifestyle. We'll talk about painting, terrain, conversions, and just about everything under the sun. If you're a first-time viewer, we do a lot of painting talk as well as a lot of what's under the sun, meaning no topics are barred. We'll talk about anything and everything. So, be warned. If you want to keep the conversation on the hobby side of things, be sure to ask your questions in the chat if you're watching this live. And if you're watching this post-live, then you can always leave a comment and all that, or you can submit an email to kris@wayofthebrush.com. If you're going to send pictures, send them as attachments in the email. Don't send it off as links to other sites, because it's annoying and I won't do it. It's just, ads and stuff like that. So, bleh. It's all in the description below, as well as a link to wayofthebrush.com. Central hub of all this silliness has the links to all the social medias as well as Discord. Join us on Discord. It's a lot of fun. We keep the conversation rolling there. And so feel free to share. And we have various channels on various topics. And yeah, so only one rule in the Discord. Don't be a dick. That's it. It's the only rule. Don't be a dick. You can stay for as long as you like. You can lurk. You can creep. You can, talk, whatever. Do whatever you want. It's kind of like this show. It's all over the place. So feel free. Also at wayofthebrush.com, you'll find a link for t-shirts. Want to get yourself a t-shirt, look like a connoisseur of all that is good and holy in this world? They're wearing a Way of the Brush t-shirt. And if you purchase yourself a shirt, send a picture of yourself in your shirt, and I will add it to the Monkey Shrine, which is also at wayofthebrush.com, because it's nice to put a name to the face and a face to the name. It's community, right? It's all about the community. It's all about you guys. That's what this show's all about. It's all about you guys answering your questions, helping you out, so. And by helping you, it helps me. And help me help you. Help me help you. There we go. Where does that quote come from? Help me help you. Where does that come from? Anyway, focus. Also at wayofthebrush.com, you'll find a link for Patreon. Huge thank you to all my patrons for their continued support and all the brand new ones. If you're considering Patreon support, click the link and, check it out. It's also in the description below. Various tiers. And click whatever makes sense to you. And a huge thank you to everybody who does. If you're not able to support monetarily, i.e. money, thumbing up the video, liking, following, subscribing, commenting, ringing the bell, all that helps as well. All it takes is a couple clicks of a button, and you're helping me a great deal. This is clicks. This is me miming clicks. It's more like a controller, but there we go. All it takes is a couple clicks of a button. I don't know. Big thank you to Carl Gamir Alfer. Beer and Blood Bowl. That's his YouTube channel. Check it out if you love yourself some beer and you love yourself some Blood Bowl. Beer and Blood Bowl is where it's at. We always take time to thank Carl, even though he is no longer with us, for taking the time out of his busy day to create the email jingle to play before the email segment of the show. And so always much love to Carl. And of course, speaking of love, much love to my baby brother Evan for creating the intro, outro music that plays at the beginning and end of the show. And so always much love to my baby brother Evan. And if you're into rare comics, EB Comics. It's in the description below. EB Comics. Rare Comics. Or if you're into Beefcake, you can follow him on the Instagram. He posts all the time of his pumping iron and getting beefy. I don't know what that dude's training for, but he's training. He's training for something. I don't know. What is he training for? I don't know, but he's training. And he's getting huge. Huge? Huge? Is it huge or huge? If you don't pronounce the H, like herb, and it's just herbs, is it huge? Fulgrim's Boy Puss. Nice name. Let's go, monkey boys. Dark Commission. Hi, Kris and Monkeys. Hi. Sophie, afternoon from the sun, everyone. Yeah, I saw a video, and it's quite telling, and basically it is a picture of the UK in 2021. 2020, I can't remember, and the island collection of islands looks very green, and then it's showing it this year, like this month, like from July, and it's very, very brown, and that means that everything's dry. There's no moisture. It's just been heat after heat and hot, and yeah, so man, basically all the greenery is dying. That should tell you something right there. If you wanted your warnings, that's it. I mean, warnings were already before. We're kind of past warnings, I think. But anyway. Dark Emission. I have melted into a bucket. 2 eyes floating on the surface. Yeah, I believe you. It finally broke here. It's actually it's a nice summer day here right now. The sun is warm, but you can find cool air in the shade. So that's what, because the humidity, right? It's the humidity that makes it really, really awful and unbearable. It's just the humidity. It's just bleh, bleh. I've shared many, many times my feelings and thoughts on humidity in winter or summer. Hate it. I hate it. I just don't like humidity. I don't care what temperature it is. It could be minus, it could be fucking 100. I don't know. I don't care. As long as it's not humid. Matthew Perez, good morning, Kris and fellow monkeys. How is everyone doing today? Hopefully everyone's doing okay. It sounds like the UK is still melting. So, yeah. Is anybody getting any painting done in the UK or Europe for that matter? Is anybody getting painting done? Because I seen another video of somebody showing their wet palette and they were constantly hydrating it because how hot it is. Fulgrim's Boy Puss. I'm Gel, by the way. Oh, you're Gel. I changed your name. Nice. I felt the winds of change blowing through my bush. Nice. Well, I mean, I don't know where you are, Gel. If you're in Europe or the UK or what have yous, or down south in North America, I have no idea where you are. Yeah, it's pretty much, it's that hot. You might as well just run around naked. I mean, at this point, as this planet is heating up, and I think at some point we just have to throw modesty out the window, right? I mean, it's hot. Traditionally, in North America, in the summer, the people indigenous to this continent, yeah, in the summertime would run around with practically fuck all on. So, yeah. And it only made sense. It only makes sense to just, like, not have fuck all on. You know what I mean? Because it's too goddamn humid. And, yeah, it's just, no. You might as well just run around in your skivvies. Not even skivvies. If you're confident enough. If you're confident, go ahead. Basically encouraging everybody to run around naked. You might as well run around bare ass, stark naked, just to alleviate some of this heat. And I don't even want to know the havoc that this is wreaking on power grids, healthcare. Oof, man, I don't even want to know. I mean, I have an idea, but anyway. Sophie, not too much work hours. Oh yeah, a lot of work, yeah. Germano Asus in UK, and indeed the paint is drying faster than before. Yeah, I'd imagine. Like, even though it is like humid and such, yeah, it's still like, man, it's just sucking the moisture right out of the paint and everything like that. You know, it's just bleh, bleh, bleh. I mean, I'm getting ill just thinking about it. I'm glad it finally broke. It was about earlier this week that the heat finally, the humidity, I should say, not the heat. The heat was still there. It's just the humidity left, and everything feels good. Like, actually, we turned our air conditioning off. I know, we're so climatized to this climate down here because we're from Northern Ontario. I'm actually was born in Southern Ontario, but moved up there when I was a younger man. But anyway, really, really cold winters and short but warm summers, and moved down this way 10 years ago, 12 years ago, 11 years ago, something like that. And yeah, when we first got down here, oof, man, it was hot all the time, just in the summer. Short winter, oh man, yeah. Now it's like, nah, it's fuck all. 32 doesn't feel a degree above 34. It's amazing what the human body can get climatized to. Matthew Perez, finally starting to get the little gray in South Texas. Looking forward to our little tropical wave today through Monday. We desperately dry over here. Oh, I know, it's dry all over the place, yeah. I mean, like, again, there's a video, somebody has overlaid basically what the UK looked like last year and what the UK looks this year. And yeah, it's no wonder why there's forest fires and stuff. Like, and I'm sure that they're not prepared for that kind of stuff. They don't have, that kind of infrastructure in place all ready to go. Like, But anyway. Fulgrim's boy pussy. I'm just gonna say Fulgrim's. Anyway, I'm in Oklahoma, so this is a yearly thing. Oh, okay. Yeah, Oklahoma. Yeah, I imagine it's probably pretty hot. I've never been to Oklahoma, but I imagine it gets pretty warm in the summer. It's pretty flat territory, I'm pretty sure. So we get tornadoes and stuff. We don't get a lot of tornadoes in this area, but we get tornadoes. Southern Ontario. Sir Peanut Butter, morning, Kris and peeps. Morning. Fulgrims. Always gotta have a tank top and booty shorts on hand. Booty short. Where you can see your fucking pocket sticking out. The Daisy Dukes. My son, a few months back, thought he was being clever, and he cut a pair of his pants and made them shorts out of them, and they were like longer versions of Daisy Dukes. Like, oh, I don't know. Kim, hey, just having a little look before I have to go do some family stuff. We'll have to catch the show later tonight. Later, duder. And thanks for stopping by, Kim. Did you send an email, Kim? I got a few emails. I got one from Nick. Oh, I got two from Scott. Nice. Oh, yeah, that's right, Nick. Oh, yeah. We'll get to that one later. Nick sent an interesting one we were talking about last episode. What we were talking about there with his models and stuff. He was just sharing his paintings. Dark Commission, nothing but nothing deters me from skin tight black clothes and big boots. I suffer for my art. Don't we all? So you're saying your body is your canvas? Is that what you're saying? I don't remember you being covered in tats or anything like that, or piercings, or body modifications, or anything like that. I don't remember any of that, seeing any of that. I don't know. It's been a while since I saw you last, so I don't get weekly updates. But anyway, not that I'm asking for weekly updates on how you look, but anyway. Sophie, you need a pool, Kris, so we can. Oh wait, geez, Louise. Thank you, Ken. Geez, what the heck's that name? Ken XP. Hey, where's my alerts? Oh shit, there it is. Oops. There we go. It's gone. Forgot to turn my alerts on. Thank you for the follow there, Ken. I'm just gonna say Ken. Yep. Yeah, I can't even say the name. Okay, what was I reading? Oh, Sophie, you need a pool, Kris, so we can all pop over to your place for a barbecue pool party. Then winter comes, hit hot tub pool party. Well, that's neighbor's place. He's got a pool and a hot tub. So we haven't done the hot tub stream yet. I don't know. It's, man, he keeps his pool at like 80 plus. Yeah, he's got a heater for his pool, and yeah, it keeps it too damn warm. Like, I don't know if it's just some of the northern boy in me or whatever, but when I go for a swim, I want that water to be bracing. That's the best way to describe it. It's just bracing, And when the water is like 80 plus, like it's almost your body temperature, it's like I don't know how that's refreshing. And then jump into a hot tub, that's like 110, like, or 100 plus, I think is what it is. Maybe it's not 100. Maybe it's like 90 something, because 100 would be just boiling, right? And you can't sit in boiling water. Well, you could, but not for long. But anyway, yeah, he keeps his pool pretty damn warm, and yeah, I don't really find it all that refreshing. I prefer cold bodies of water. If you ever, I'm sure everybody in the UK, because from what I understand, the North Channel and everything like that is quite cold, so I'm sure they can relate. But everybody else, Lake Superior, if you ever swam in Lake Superior, it is ice cold water. It's like just above freezing. You know what I mean? All year, that water is ice cold, which is awesome. Especially when, obviously it starts getting really warm around these parts that, yeah, you want to go and cool off, and, So anyway, amazing these times we're in. Fulgrim, dude, stay away. You're not missing anything. Kim, no, I did not send emails if I'm not around to watch the episode. Yeah, no problem. Today I can watch like 30-40 minutes. Oh, okay, cool. Dark Commission. The only body mod I have is plastic lenses in my right eye. No inking or piercing Does this make me a cyborg or transhuman, though? It might make you cyborg. It all depends. With your plastic lenses, can you interpret different spectrums of energy? Can you see ultraviolet or infrared, or other, X-ray, all these different wavelengths? If you can perceive all that and interpret it, and have it make sense in your world, I mean, realistically, like being able to see X-rays, that would be very interesting. I don't know if it would be like Superman type vision, but it definitely would be interesting if you could perceive X-ray, or even microwaves, all sorts of energy. Just see it all. Just be able to interpret it all. But if we were meant to see those spectrums, our eyes would have been adapted to it long ago. We would have evolved to that point where we can interpret all that energy. We're only meant to see just a tiny, tiny fraction of that energy. Isn't that interesting? Kim picked up another car kit today. My second scale model car. Cool. Yeah, I noticed that you had posted that. Is that a metallic red or is it just a bright red for that car that you're sharing on Discord? Because, yeah, I think it's fantastic. And I still have yet to return to my World War II kit. I have that, what was it, Bulldog? Where is he? Yeah, it's an M41 Bulldog, right? Yeah, Walker Bulldog. I also have my Gundam. I just haven't touched my Gundam in an age. My Mega RX-78. Haven't touched that one in a while either. I gotta return to those. It's just so much crap, so much crap, so little time, and Eric Fountain. Good morning, Kris and Monkeys. Good morning, Eric. Sophie, hot tub temp 100. Geez, that'll burn your cheeks. Oh yeah, yeah. It might not be 100. I think it's probably like more like 97 or something like that. It's probably around that. If he's outside building a deck right now, so I could just go ask him, but then you'd be staring at a blank screen for a bit, and that's boring. Stop boring everyone. What are we doing so far? Kim, the VW Beetle was a candy red on the body of the car. Yeah, okay, so it was. Okay. The Beetle is fabulous kit. Which car did you get? Yeah. Yeah, building cars, trucks, military, like all that stuff. Model building is just fun. And it's a nice diversion. And for everybody out there who's feeling, burnout or whatever, there's not feeling enthusiastic about their collection of, Warhammer miniatures or whatever game miniatures that they collect or paint, or just primarily work on, right? I mean, you don't have to game, just you like collecting and painting the miniatures. Model kits can be a real nice break, which is why I got really heavy into the Bandai Star Wars kits, because the price on them was really good. They're all like $30 for a kit for the 172 and 148 scale stuff, and they're just a nice break. And you can do what I really like about the Bandai kits is you can just simply, right out of the box, take the parts off the sprue, slap the model together, slap the stickers on, and you're done, right? The kit is as easy or complex as you want to make it. If you're an experienced modeler, you can take your time and really clean the parts and, sand edges and, and glue everything together. And then, of course, I prime it and you light it up. And, like you can take it as complex as you want. And that open-endedness to something is what I really enjoy about this whole hobby, being in, model building and miniature painting and all this stuff. That I like the open-endedness. And again, to go back a couple episodes where we were talking about this kind of stuff, I really wish Games Workshop with their model kits, because they're basically making their entire miniature line styrene plastic, and I really wish they would emulate more of what Bandai and other companies like Bandai do with plastic model kits, with variable assembly, right, or ease of assembly, because again, they always really want to have this ease of entry for people to enter the hobby. Well, if Warhammer kits were as easy to assemble and playable right out of the box, that would be awesome, wouldn't it? right? Like for anybody who has not played with a Bandai kit, like my most of my experience is Gundam and Star Wars kits, but I know Bandai does tons of kits, and you just basically can buy the kit. It's already in the colored plastic. It's clear parts, colored parts, laser beams, whatever you want, right? And you can assemble it, and it'd be done. You can slap some stickers on it, get some details, beauty. Or you can make it realistic with weathering and all this stuff. And I really wish they would do that for their plastic kits. For example, like imagine, if you will, they sold Space Marines. Let's go with Space Marines because Space Marines are always the example. Space Marines cast in red plastic, and you could fully assemble them, and they had like little stickers that you can slap the little emblems on them, right? Ready to go stickers. They can just go doot doot doot, right? And you have Blood Angels cast in blue plastic, Ultramarines cast in yellow plastic, cast in white plastic, cast black, cast, you know what I mean? Cast in the various colors. Send them out. Person can assemble it as they want. Anybody who has any more ingenuity or creativity or desire to, go further with it, they could take that plastic kit and go further, right? And imagine if they made the model so complex that as you're assembling, you can, like a little miniature G.I. Joe figure where you can pose him any which way and he'll stay, and you can glue him in place like that, or you can assemble it like such. But then you could also, if you wanted to, just create your own poses, right, and weapon options, and you know what I mean. And that would just be really, really awesome. I would love to see the Space Marines, the big fellers. I would love to see them as a kit. I said that from the very beginning. I was very excited about Bandai making Space Marines because I was hoping that they were going to do it as a model kit, and you assemble it, and you do whatever you want with it, right? Unfortunately, they sold it like an action figure, which I thought was not a very good idea. They could have moved a lot more of those products. People would have gone bananas. I mean, people went bananas for the Bandai Space Marines anyway. But yeah, they should have made that an assembly kit, and they could have sold it for a third the price, and that still would have flew off the shelves, and they could have cast those, like some of the parts, like the lenses, they could have cast them in a clear plastic. The bolt gun, they could have cast like the little muzzle flare in clear plastic. Like there's lots of opportunities on these kits that they could have had some real fun with them. And it just feels like one of those things that just missed opportunity. I would love to see like a cutaway of like a Land Raider or even a Rhino, with like the working doodads, little pipes and doodads, and see the engine and the gears and stuff like that. A cutaway tank in, say, 148 would be nice because then it's kind of close to the actual model size. 172 would be okay too, but like a Space Marine would only be like half an 3/4 of an inch tall. And yeah, so yeah, I would like to see that, especially from a company like Bandai. I mean, Games Workshop could do it too, but Bandai just seems to do it just a little bit better. Like Games Workshop plastic kits are good, and the design currently of current models is good. The way parts fit, and like it's good. Better than Games Workshop 20 years ago plastic kits, right? Where it was a chunky plastic, and the tooling wasn't the same, and the plastic kits that they produce nowadays, light years ahead of what was before. But Bandai kits have just been fantastic since like the 80s, as far as I've ever known them, right? Even for the car kits and stuff like that, like well, Tamiya as well. Tamiya is a really, really good one as well. But anyway. What was I talking about? Oh yeah. Yeah, so I'd like to see more plastic kits, it'd just be really cool. Where the hell am I? Don't know. Kim, 69 Plymouth GTX 124 or 25 scale. Cool. Sophie, wow, it's good to switch from Wargaming minis to a scale model kit. Oh yeah, like I said, it's a good palette cleanser, essentially, right? We often refer to it as a palate cleanser. Culinary. But yeah, I think it is. I think it is. Taking a break. You know, when you're feeling like, I just don't want to work on any more Space Marines. I'm going to assemble a Sherman tank, you know? Or, you know, 69 Dodge Charger, right? I mean, whatever. Fulgrims. Anywho, I got White Scars at 1,500 points complete with the Dreadnought. Started a Necron army and got an Imperial Knight yesterday. Cool. Very, very cool. Did you send pics? Send pics. I like to see your army. Or use the hashtag #WayTheBrush on Instagram if you're on the Instagrams. Kim got a motor in the kit. Oh, cool. I would still paint them like I do the action figures those companies make. Painting is the most fun part of it. Yes, painting is a lot of fun. The McFarlane action figures, repainting those, it is a challenge at times because it's not easy to pull some of those parts apart. And yeah, like the Space Marines, and it's just so damn heavy material that they're made from, you know? Like, I imagine, like, if they made it from a lighter plastic or did something about how they cast these action figures, I'm sure they can save on their shipping costs of moving all those action figures around, because they sell them, like, at Walmart and everything like that. Like, they're all over the place, these action figures. And yeah, I mean, like, it's really, really cool, but man, like, painting them, like, the last one I did was the Sister of Battle. And, you know, I mean, like, when you're getting into parts and then you move a part and then you move it back, and, you know what I mean? And, it just, it's annoying at times. I still have a Close Combat Marine to do. I don't know if you guys can see that or not. Yeah, I still got this guy. I still don't have the Intercessor with the bolt gun. I still like to pick one of them up, just to kind of round out the collection, as it were. My collection. Anyway. Matthew Perez, completely agree on having a Gun Plus style Space Marine would have been freaking awesome. Maybe for the Tau, since people are always making the side by side along with the inspired suit schemes. Yeah, I mean, like, Tau, the battle suits and the aesthetic of the battle suits, you can see the inspiration, but they're not very Gunpla at all. Like, when you really look at Gunpla, like, you look at a game like Infinity, that is very inspired by anime and Gunpla and all of that. Tau, not so much. It gets inspiration from it, but, like, you look at, like, the tanks and stuff like that, I don't see it. You know, you look at the troops themselves, I don't really see it. I mean, you can see the inspiration from, you know, feudal Japan in the Tau Fire Warrior, sure. Again, you can see where, like, inspiration for things, but they're not a one-to-one. You have to make quite a few leaps to see it as a one-to-one. It's not a one-to-one. And so Tau battle suits, looking like directly as Gunpla, no. It's inspiration, but they're not a one-to-one. In my interpretation of it, anyway. But yeah, the interesting one is, like, when you look at some of the stuff for the Leagues of Votan and where they're drawing their inspiration for that, I find that interesting because they have this aesthetic, and it feels like, it's hard to describe where exactly. It's drawing from a bunch of inspiration, because, like, that ATV, I can't remember what the ATV is called. I've seen that, the Martian, right? That looks like it's from the Martian. The quad bikes, the curved and straight edges, you know, the guns. Some of those guns, they have, like, almost like a Tau vibe to them, you know. So yeah, it's very, very interesting. It's very, very interesting. And, you know, somebody had made a comment on one of the videos, on one of the little shorts I had done the other day, about how the Tau don't fit within 40K. And I'm sure many of you out there feel that way. They don't fit within 40K. I don't understand how they don't fit within 40K. Because 40K is such a broad universe, and there's so many different design elements involved in the various factions, right? Space Marine technology has a certain look. Imperial Guard technology has a different look. Adeptus Mechanicus has a different look. Eldar has a different look. Dark Eldar has a different look. Tyranid has a different look. Orc has a different look. You know what I mean? Like, everything has a very distinct look. And the Leagues of Votann definitely have their own look. But to say it doesn't fit within 40K, I don't see it. And so I've been kind of like, you know, asking the person to kind of, you know, elaborate really. Like, what exactly? Like, because I don't understand how it doesn't fit 40K. Like, I don't understand how one can make a claim that something doesn't fit within the 40K universe when the 40K universe is really quite broad and wide open, right? Because not all Space Marines even look the same, right? So Space Marine, to say one Space Marine from another, that Space Marine doesn't fit because it doesn't, like the 30K stuff, the Horus Heresy stuff, that new Emperor's Children Terminator. I like the look of it. Does it look like a Terminator? The silhouette's there, but there's all sorts of different design elements going on that armor. But it's to reflect that it's a different time. It's not the dark age of technology. It's actually the decline. It's the beginning of the decline of the Imperium. And the Terminator suit, you know, like it looks like it's got vents up on the top. Whereas, like, Terminator armor, at least in 40K terms, has that little hatch on the top and the vents are on the very back, right? Whereas this Terminator suit, maybe they're intakes. I don't know. And then, of course, he has like that curved helmet. I'm all for it. It looks great. But I wouldn't declare it not part of 30K or part of 40K. That doesn't fit. Anything can fit. It's wide open. It's fantasy, right? Like, Warhammer 40,000 is Tolkien's fantasy world 40,000 years into the future, or 50,000, or whatever way you want to imagine it. But, like, you know, it's in the far future of that kind of universe. But anyway, I don't know. I just don't understand the thought process sometimes of some folk. And so I often will ask questions. And I often ask direct questions because I want a direct answer, you know. Because if you can't answer a question directly, then that oftentimes is evasiveness. That's evasiveness. If you can answer a question with a yes or a no, but you go off on some sort of tangent, you are being evasive. You might not mean to, but that just means you're being evasive because you don't really want to answer the question. Or you don't have the answer to the question, but don't want to be perceived as not having the answer to the question. Right? It's yes or no, or just explain, you know, whatever. Just share your thoughts. Just share your thoughts, you know? But anyway. Sophie, I picked up the Chaos Marine and the Dark Angel Marine lately. Oh yeah, you picked up the Chaos Marine? I know. I do want to pick up the Chaos Marines. Because I do have two Necrons. I have a Warrior and the Flayed one. I also have the Hellblast Marine, which I converted. I have the Sister of Battle. I have the Close Combat guy. I'd still love to get the Intercessor with the regular bolt rifle. I don't really care about the Dark Angels. And they also did, what was it, Raven Guard? Is it Raven Guard they did? I don't, you know, the repaints, meh, you know. Oh, the Reavers, whatever, the Reaver Marines. Yeah, they're all right. That actually, Reaver Marines, if they were ever to do a live action 40K story involving Space Marines, that is the kind of armor I expect to see from Space Marines. I expect to see that. Because that, in a realistic kind of sense, especially in a 40K movie, live action with actual people in suits kind of thing, it would have to be somewhat realistic. And Reaver Marines feel like a more realistic version of Space Marine armor. Just because it's low profile, it's not big bulky pads, right? It's not this big ridiculous like walking tank type of motif. It's actually more special operations, and you know, it's the SEAL Team 6 idea, right? They're moving fast, light. They got light gear. They can, they got the James Bond gears or Batman gear, whatever, and they can, do whatever, right? Whatever the mission requires of them to do, and that's fine. I'm not saying it's bad or good or whatever. It's fine. But that's what I would expect if we ever saw like a live action Space Marine story. Yeah, I would expect them to be wearing the Reaver armor, because that seems very logical, seems somewhat realistic, and yeah. But I don't actually care for the armor. I like chunky Space Marine armor. I like my Space Marines big and bulky. I don't like them squat though. I like them like Primaris. I like them with the nice tall proportions. Like, you get a sense that this is a, 10-foot soldier of the future thing. I almost went into the Captain Power theme song. It's already playing in my head right now, but anyway. Kim, I'm going to pick up a few of the Chaos McFarlane figs. Yeah. Legion, the stuff on your back of the EC Terminator looks a bit like the one the sonic weapons. Cool design. Oh, really? Yo, you think it's a sonic weapon, eh? I hadn't considered that one either. Like it's showing us the precursor to the Noise Marine. Yeah. Okay, I dig it. I hear you. I dig it. Yeah. So when you get these kind of design elements, where you can because he's also got the mouthpiece, right? Or what was that? No, it was the Praetor. He has like the mouth thing, the speaker. Yeah. Where you see like the early evolution of how you end up with a Noise Marine, and you can see how it kind of begins. Yeah. I dig it. I like it. And that's a fun area to explore, especially for a lot of the game designers, especially for, since Games Workshop they have such a big hard-on for Space Marines, that Horus Heresy seems like, the proper playground to give us kind of these hints at the future of what happens to these Space Marines who, were loyal, become traitor, and then get warped by chaos kind of thing, right? And then, of course, even the loyal legions, right? Because they're not all the same after the Horus Heresy, right? They take design changes and stuff like that. But anyway, yeah, it's interesting. Can't believe here I am talking about fucking Space Marines for 20 minutes, but considering that everybody knows my opinion of Space Marines. Sophie, you could use 30k in 40k, a 40k or 30k company lost in the warp comes out in 40k and has a battle. Sure, yeah, you can make up whatever excuse you like. Sure, 40k is it's a sandbox. It's a sandbox universe to have these make-believe conflicts between all these different factions, right? And because of the plot element of the warp, where the warp is not, it's just not comprehensible how it operates, how it works, what it's made of, what it, blah, 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 right? And yeah, because they often describe warp travel as dangerous. Demons are always trying to get at you as soon as you enter the warp, which, in itself, just like, why would you do it? Right? Like if we went into the sky and there was elements actively attacking an airplane, you would never fly. Right? You wouldn't fly. Like if we got into a 747 and the captain's like, okay, we're going to head up into the air. We got to activate our Geller field as we head up into cloud level. And as we travel through the clouds, there are going to be various goblins attacking us and sorts of monsters. And they're going to try and get in through the window. And sometimes the Geller field doesn't work all the time. So sometimes these elements do enter into the plane, get into the cabin, run amok, and then quickly vanish and, leaving a couple dead people or insane people, right? We would never fly. You wouldn't fly. If you had to go somewhere, you'd just be like, fuck it, I'm staying home. No, my planet seems just fine. right? Like you wouldn't travel by warp. It wouldn't make sense. And of course, you add the element of warp travel, the possibility of, coming out into the future or coming out into the past or coming out in the wrong location. Like it's, like it's some random element. Like I don't know why anybody would want to travel that way. Like it just it just doesn't make a lot of sense. It just seems unnecessarily dangerous. But that is kind of the humor of Warhammer 40,000, is that everything is dangerous. It's all dangerous. It's not a place that you want to live in. It's a horrible, horrible universe. Horrible. It's horrible. Fulgrims. I tried to be direct, but it always comes out autistic as fuck. Well, the autism part, sure. I mean, I can understand, but I think it might be my own autism that I ask such direct questions, and I want direct answers because I don't want any ambiguity in how we're thinking about the same thing. That's what it is. I don't want there to be a miscommunication. And when you're only communicating by text, you have to be able to interpret what is said accurately. But in this day and age, man, you fucking can't tell. Sophie, it's a pity the Dark Angels didn't come with BSL or bald head guy. Come stick a certain hairstyle and certain mustache on it. What? Goddamn, Sophie. What? Oh, you're saying a bald guy with a mustache. Oh. Well, if you were really clever with your green stuffing, you could sculpt that on there, I suppose. I don't know why you'd want to, though. Like a crazy person. Unless you want to make like a Space Marine voodoo doll. I'm okay with that. George Hintz. There he is over on Twitch. Hi, Monkey King and Monkeys. So glad to be able to hear with you all due to the fact that I had to have a pacemaker in Thursday afternoon. Just got home Friday. Good to still be here, though. I am not able to paint 2 weeks to 2 months. Oof. Yeah. Damn. Yeah, I saw your post there earlier that you recently had surgery there, but I'm glad you made it. And hopefully it all works out for you and keeps you on this spinning ball of rock for who knows how long. Hopefully. I'm hoping, George. I'm praying for you. Thoughts and prayers. I fucking hate that expression. Thoughts and prayers. That is such a useless fucking expression. Fuck. Oh, you're in my thoughts and prayers. Oh, nice. It's so fucking useless. On that note, let's head over. Let's head over to the G-Dub side of things and let's see what's up for pre-order today. Oh, it's that War Boss Mega Limited Edition. £90. Oof, that's like $180 Canadian, I think. You have to love War Boss, the book, to get that special edition. Limited. Mega Limited Edition. Not just special limited edition, it's Mega Limited Edition. We got the Contemptor Dreadnought. The Ultimate Loadout. Oh, I guess that's the Dreadnought with all the options. The Leviathan. I like the Leviathans. They feel like, when you look at them, they feel like that's how you get from this Heresy Dreadnought to like the modern 40k Dreadnought, right? Mind you, though, the Leviathan obviously is much bigger, but oh geez, temporary out of stock? Good grief, man. Is everything out of stock already? Is this out of stock? No, you can still get yourself an ultimate loadout of Contemptors. Contemptors. Contemptors? Contrast paint bundles. Okay, Praetor. I like this Praetor. I have no idea what I'm going to do with the one I have, but I do like this model. And I like it in this iteration with the head. And, I even like the color scheme in this guy. Like, I like the Sons of Horus color scheme. It's a good color scheme. Yeah. This one, he's cool and all. And I dig the head. It's cool. The sword, I'm not so much on. But yeah. The other Praetor, though, no. He feels like he's not far off from, like, you know, the Nurgle bodyguard Marines. Whatever the hell those guys are called. The Shroud, Night Shroud? Shrouder Duders? I can't remember. We got the Cataphracti Terminators, Tartaros Terminators, Scarian Battle Tank, Spartan Assault Tank, Contemptor Dreadnought. Oh, we can get the arms separately. Titans, Armigers, Liber Mechanicum. Very, very cool. Oh, yeah, the Nethermaze. Nethermaze? Right, the Witch Duder. Ooh, he's got puppies. He comes with puppies. Witch Hunter. Very cool. Duder. I like the way they did the armor. It looks like that you know, like cold rolled black steel. I want to look at doggies. He's a good boy. I don't know how he poops, though. How's he poop? Poor guy. Maybe that's why he's so angry. He's backed up. It's like, I haven't shit in a month. Here's another one. I don't know his breeding. All I know is he's a 100% good boy. Oh, he's got he's got a big scar on him. Aww. Oh, he's got scars on his head. Aww. Oh, he's missing an eye. Aww. Poor little pooch. He's got no balls either. Must be female. So he's a good little girl. Aww. Now everybody's all bummed out. Say, thanks, buddy. Bummed us all out. Fucking hurt dog. Some Blood Bowl. Some Elven Blood Bowl. We got some books. Alright. Very cool. Fabius Ba. Wraithbone Phoenix. Is this going to be something about Eldar? Or is it like a Rattling and an Ogren? That sounds like the beginning of a 40k joke. A Rattling and an Ogren walk into a bar. Interesting. I don't know how a Rattling and an Ogren get on, but alright. Very, very cool. So really the only new thing is the War Boss and the Liber Mechanicum. Everything else is kind of already been around. Oi! Jeez Louise. Who dat? Who there? Fuck. I'm lost in my windows here. Benson Stalker. Thank you. Thank you, Benson. Welcome. Yeah, you know what, though? Has anybody worked out the price of buying these kits individually versus getting the Age of Darkness box set? Has anybody worked that out? Like, what kind of, not savings, but, you know, what kind of deal it is, right? Has anybody done that math? Because math's hard. Math is hard. Sophie, Mummy Kris, Dark Angel, Voodoo Doll, more giveaways, stab more, getting projects done, stab. Kris, Space Marine, Voodoo. Oh, okay. Mummy. I thought you were calling me Mummy. I was gonna say I don't know. I don't know if we're there yet. I don't know if we have that tight a relationship that you can start calling me Mummy, but maybe we'll get there. Kim, K, gotta run. Catch the rest of the show later. You guys have a good day. Later, duder. Sophie. Benson Striker. Benson Striker. Okay. Sophie. Fun. Yeah. Benson Striker. The lessening of the blow. The lessening of the blow. Kim, Spiky Bits does that for all the boxes that GW gives out. Oh, yeah? I don't... You know what? I unfortunately don't... Yes. Yeah, not Stalker. Yeah. Stalker. Benson Stalker. Benson Striker. Yes, there we go. Or is it Ben Sun Striker? Like Sun Striker. Or is it Benson Striker? Anyway, spiky bits. Yeah, I don't. I don't really pay attention to spiky bits. I don't. I know I've mentioned this many times. There's a lot of 40K creators and wargaming creators, miniature painting creators, and stuff like that. I honestly don't pay attention to, and I don't really recall ever really paying attention to spiky bits. Even early on, before I even started making stuff, because I know spiky bits has been around for a long time. Bella Lost Souls, before I was into posting my own goofiness on the internet. Bella Lost Souls was one I frequented a lot. That was kind of the go-to for keeping up on information and rumor mill type stuff. And of course, I used to go to Portent as well. What was the other one? Oh, Fahrenheit. Fahrenheit's another one I used to go to a lot. For the rumor news kind of stuff. Daka, went there a lot. Stuff like that. Just, keeping up on the info, right? But nowadays, nah, I don't care. And what I've periodically asked, in the Discord, like what are some channels, sites that you guys follow? And, because a lot of times I feel out of tune with the rest of the community as far as what people are paying attention to. So that's whenever I ask these questions, like what channels do you guys follow on YouTube or Twitch, or what websites you go to, or what I mean, like, it's not me being some sort of creepy stalker. I'm just, a lot of times I feel out of touch, and I just want to see what people are paying attention to, really, is what it is. So, yeah. I don't even know where the hell I am now. Oh, Matthew Perez. Auspex Tactics usually posts... Oh, yeah. My son actually watches his channel as well. Posts videos on the GW kits and does that kit versus individual with new few common currencies and percent calculations, then old spiky bits. Yeah, you're telling me where to find the information. I'm not going to go find it right now. I was just wondering. I was wondering if anybody knew offhand, like if there was a savings there. I'm assuming there is, but I don't know. Kim, I'm not a huge fan of spiky bits, but he does stuff like that. Right. Yeah, I know, like, there is controversy surrounding spiky bits. I know a lot of people, use the term clickbait, stuff like that. I don't know. I mean, I visited the site. I remember visiting the site one point, and yeah, I was just bombarded with ads, and I was like, oh, I'm out. If I'm bombarded by this goes for any site. If I'm bombarded with ads, I don't go any further. I leave. If I see a video on YouTube and I can see all the commercial breaks in it, I leave. I don't watch the rest of the video. I'm not sitting through it. I'm sure for many, watching this video, now YouTube, I have no control. We used to be able to have control over it, where we placed ads, but now YouTube just says, no, we're placing fucking ads, and it's out of our hands now. But yeah, it's it's the same thing. We were talking about this in Discord just the other day. The clickbaity thumbnail, the content creators pulling faces, right? They're and it's big, oh no, it's a scam, and you know what I mean, and all these really terms. I don't click them. Even if it's something I want to know, I don't click them. I actively do not click those thumbnails. And thankfully, my algorithm says, oh, you know what? He doesn't click on these kinds of thumbnails. So we're going to send him the content of people who don't post those kind of thumbnails. And there's a few channels. I don't have a lot of wargaming content channels in my feed. But like speaking of Auspex, they're not clickbaity thumbnails. They're actually kind of boring, and really kind of looks like he makes them on MS Paint. right? So, which is fine. I'm not dissing the guy's work. I mean, he's a pretty damn big channel, and I have watched quite a few of his videos, and my son watches his videos, and you know, it's one of the few 40K channels he watches because he's more of a gamer and you know, what have you. But yeah, so, but any thumbnail where they're pulling stupid faces and it obviously has that bright border around it and all these typical trappings of clickbaity thumbnails, yeah, I don't click them. And it doesn't have to be just for Warhammer stuff. It also applies to other videos that I do have an active interest in that I won't click it. I'll be like, fuck them, and you know, I'm out. I'm not clicking it. Anybody pulling stupid faces in the thumbnails, that trend has to end. Clickbaitiness, it has to end. It has to end. And so I actively do not click those videos. When I see those kinds of thumbnails, I don't do it. I just don't do it. Out of principle, I don't click it. Even if it is something I want information on, somebody else will do a less irritating clickbaity version of it, right? And also too, a lot of these channels that seem to be really, really huge, they all seem to be about bashing Games Workshop, talking shit about Games Workshop, and that's another one I don't really quite understand. Bashing Games Workshop. I'm not 100% sure why that is. Do they do their best to appease most? Probably. I don't know. Do they do things that are, you know, feel very counter to what people want? Yeah, sometimes they do, you know. But harping on them for being a business and making money and their decisions are business decisions, like, you might as well just hate everything at that point. Any business, from a mom and pop to Coca-Cola, you hate them all because they're all businesses. They're all trying to make money. That's their primary goal, is to make money. They're motivated by money. They don't give a shit about you personally. And it's not personal, just they don't give a shit about you. They want money. They want your money. I mean, if you're that upset over policies and whatever they're producing and what have you, then stop buying it. Stop buying it. Pretty damn simple. Move on, you know? But anyway. Fulgrim, my buddy gave me Necron half of his Dominus set. Any advice for yellowish orange glow? I tried Ayandan yellow, but it leaves much to be desired. A yellowish orange glow, you could use Ayandan yellow. We were talking Ayandan yellow as the contrast paint. Yeah, you would have to lay white down first. So now if we're talking Necrons and doing a yellow orange glow, yeah, do the metals, you know, render that all in. I would highly recommend, and I think I demonstrate this, like I've demonstrated on the Necrons, creating the glows and stuff like that. I did it with magenta, but pick your color and apply it. It's the same stuff. It's the same techniques. And it goes for pretty much any painting tutorial. Just swap the color recipe and use the same techniques. It's all about the application. It's not really about what colors are used. It's the application and how the colors interact. That's really more about it. But anyway, yeah. Make sure you lay in a white first and then lay the yellow in, especially if you want it to be bright. If you are looking to go for that OSL kind of orange glow on a perimeter, I would use a more opaque, especially if you have painted the Necrons in metallic paints. You want to go with an opaque because the way the metallics will reflect light, you want to go with an opaque color because that reflects the light better than it trying to apply a clear color on top of the metallic. The clear color on top of the metallic will dull, and it won't be as convincing a glow. You have to create that refracted light. You have to use an opaque color. So even that glow around the perimeter. So if you use a yellow, you're using a light orange, still use an opaque color to create that fade. And when you're creating that initial transitional color for the outer glow, thin it down, your opaque color of choice, with probably a ratio about 4:1. Try that, or even 3:1 should be able to do it. But yeah, and I would use medium with the opaque color, and just very gently. Either you can use the brush strokes inwards towards the center of the where the glow is to occur, or if you're confident enough, you can just go with the entire perimeter in a stroke, and then do it again, and then you can build it up tighter and tighter as you get closer to the source of the glow. So the outer edges is going to be a lot of transparency, but as you build inwards, it's going to get more and more opaque, and hopefully you get to a point where it's really opaque right at the border of where your glow is, right? And as far as application and moving about it quickly, I would highly recommend getting yourself flow improver or flow aid. Add that, just a drop, add that to your white mixture, thin it down with medium, and just allow the paint, just like how contrast flows within, a surface, or even using oil wash and what have you. You just basically have to put a dot down, and it'll flow into all those little cracks and lines and stuff like that. And yeah, and then we wait till that's dry. Then you come in with your color, yellow. So it's a yellowish glow. And you can build it. You can either use an opaque yellow, thin it down a bit, and apply it in the same fashion. You can even use the flow aid as well, and that'll just stay within the recesses. And then you can also apply a little bit more at connection points, wherever you want to have the color deepening, but also the first layer will be a lot of white will show through, and those will be your brightest points, right? So yeah, hopefully that kind of makes sense. But if you are watching the fresh tips that I did on the Indomitus Necrons, it's a similar thing. Just swap out the magenta for yellow. Hopefully that makes sense. If it doesn't, then I can explain more, but yeah. Benson Striker. Yeah, it's a massive turnoff. Yeah, with the clickbaity thumbnails, yeah. It's, or even getting bombarded with ads. Yeah, like we were talking about Spiky Bits' site. I mean, last time I was there, which was ages ago, yeah, I was just like bombarded with ads. And even Bella Lost Souls, bombarded with ads. And I don't even go. I don't even bother with a lot of websites these days. Periodically, I'll go back and have a look and just see if they've changed or if they even still exist and stuff like that. But I actively don't go to a lot of sites, even forums like Bolter and Chainsword or Daka, Warseer, or stuff like that. I once a month maybe tops, Yeah, but it's just because nature of what I do. I mean, like, I'm often busy just making videos and trying to get other things done and what have you in life, of course, and Ghost of Starman, there he is. I'm late. Liking the new trim, Kris. Oh yeah. Shaved, buzzed it all off because it was hot as fucking balls. Here we're gonna go. We're gonna, if you have sensitive ears and swearing, I don't know, offends you, I guess you can fuck off. But anyway, yeah, it was so fucking hot around here. Holy shit! Even the little tuft of hair I had on the top of my head, yeah, it was still bugging me. So I said, screw it. And I almost had the wife just buzz my face as well, and then I was just going to shave it right off. But I was like, no, fuck. If I shave this mustache, I kind of have to make a deal of it. So if I do shave it, and it's not so much if, it is when. And yeah, I honestly right now, like, even when I was doing my mustache today, I was waxing it. I haven't waxed it since the last time I did the show. I don't wax my mustache regularly. So this morning, if you just saw my mustache, it was like cat whiskers everywhere. It was just like, it was like in full splayed out like that, like on my face. Like, it was just like, I looked like a sea lion, just with those big whiskers everywhere. And once I wax it, and then I was thinking, and then I was eating last night because I haven't waxed my mustache. As I was eating, my hairs on my upper lip were going in my mouth, and these hairs on my upper lip are actually got some length to them. They actually go past my bottom lip, and yeah, it goes right in my mouth, and it's fucking annoying, and it pisses me off when I eat. and that's usually when I'm going to like a blackout rage, and I just want to shave this shit right off. And yeah, I honestly I only have one reason to keep the mustache. I have a bazillion different reasons, not a bazillion, but I've got more than one reason to shave it, and I only have one reason to keep it. And yeah, so don't be shocked. And I'll probably, if I do shave it, I'll probably do a video, and I'll probably just post it just for the patrons. Just for the patrons. Watch me fucking fuck up my face. Anyway. Pezler, the polychromatic. I always watch Tabletop Titans. I watch Tabletop Titans every once in a while, yeah. I like the way they do things. Great content creators of 40k battle reports, but more importantly, they've made a great community where everyone gets along and has fun together. From what I've watched, I would agree with that. Yes, I would agree with that. I don't really know the personalities all that well. Like I said, I don't tune in all the time. Whenever they're broadcasting live, I'll catch a few moments and I'll see what they're doing. I really enjoy, like when I'm watching them, I'm watching more for their production, presentation and such, and I'm not really watching for the people, because they're just war gamers. I don't really care. But yeah, what I really enjoy their presentation and what they're doing. And Tabletop Titans, yeah, they're probably the best as far as I can tell at the moment. Like I said, I don't follow all the wargaming channels, but they're probably the best ones doing the live battle report right now. They're probably the best. Play On, pre-recorded battle reports. Their presentation is, I would say, better than Tabletop Titans. It's better than that. And they're probably the best for a pre-recorded battle report presentation. I would say they're probably the best. I don't know who's doing it any better. If Games Workshop released their battle reports on YouTube for free for everybody, they would be the best ones. Because those battle reports are a nice mixture of banter, rules, accuracy. I don't really worry about accuracy watching a battle report. For me, watching a battle report is more like vicariously being at a games club and just standing around watching two people play a game and interacting with them, and you know what I mean? It's more of that experience. At least that's what I equate it to. It's more of that experience. It's not really a learning thing. There might be something that creeped up that I didn't know that was very common for them, and I'll be like, oh, that's interesting. I didn't quite realize that was how it was supposed to work, you know? Something like those kind of moments, but I don't watch battle reports for those moments. It's more about the camaraderie between the players, between, you know, the armies. It's about it's about having a good time. And when you're at game clubs or you're at a tournament or events and stuff like that, got a bunch of people playing, and you have spectators, and everybody's kind of just milling about and having conversations, having a good time, really, because again, that's what this game and this hobby is supposed to be about. It's supposed to be about having a good time, right? Because of all the crazy crap that's going on in this world today, we need a little bit of solace, a moment to just enjoy ourselves and enjoy life and remember why we fucking do what we do, right? And so that is what this hobby is. And taking it so seriously is baffling to me. It's baffling. I know there's many out there who take this stuff very, very seriously. And I mean, if you're producing videos or even creating miniatures in your own game and stuff like that, or even as a company, okay, I understand that aspect of it as well, but for the most part, for the vast majority, no, this is supposed to be a good time, right? But anyway, yeah, play on and what is it? Tabletop Titans. Because I always get that tabletop part confused because I know there's another channel that has tabletop in their name. But anyway, Tabletop Titans, yeah, they're probably, for the live battle report, the best, hands down. For presentation, the best on YouTube, probably Play On. Yeah. But again, if the vast majority of people who enjoy battle reports was watching Games Workshop's battle reports on their subscription service, those are probably the best. But they don't do them live. Because they did them live, they'd probably be like 5-hour battle reports. But yeah. But anyway. Where am I? Ghost Starman. Can't stay for long. I've recently moved into my 3rd year uni house and I need to go grocery and all that crap. Big hype for today's Heresy releases though. Yeah. Very good. Well, enjoy your stay and stay safe. Don't burn up in the sun. For all of you in the UK, honestly, don't burn up. Dark Commission clickbait for you, episode 389. I painted a space marine and my leg fell off. Yeah, pretty much. Fulgrams. Also send an email, so let me know what you think. I'm open to criticism. Okay, cool. Yeah, did you send White Scars? Is that what you did? Beauty. Awesome, gal. Thank you. Yes, we will get to that. Ooh, man. Shortly. Geez, we haven't even done the Instagram side of things yet. Where the hell am I? Corvonix, please. The contrast paint Space Wolves gray is good to paint Space Wolves? Unironically, yes. Yes, it is. It's good. The Space Wolf gray. You were talking about the contrast or the opaque colors? Is there a Space Wolf gray and opaque? I thought there was. Or is it rust gray? I can't remember. Yeah, the contrast paint Space Wolf gray is good to paint Space Wolves. We're talking 40k Space Wolves or 30k Space Wolves, because 30k Space Wolves are actually a little bit different than 40k Space Wolves. 40k Space Wolves, it's a more of a blue gray they use, as opposed to 30k Space Wolves, which is more of a true gray. It's actually a dull, desaturated gray. Again, yeah, we gotta have clarity. We have to have clarity. But yeah, the contrast Space Wolf gray, is it good to paint Space Wolf gray? Yes. So if you were going to use contrast and you wanted to, get through your collection in relative ease because, you want to play, which by all means, is perfectly fine. Yeah, contrast 40k. Okay, so 40k. Okay. I would highly, highly recommend using the suggested method that Games Workshop suggests, which is prime with the spray gray sear. Okay, not too heavy, and then give a fairly generous base coat of the Space Wolf gray. Was it Space Wolf gray? I think it's Space Wolf gray. And then if you want to do a final dry brush, like a very, very, very light dry brush of what the hell the gray is? Longbeard, I think is the gray. It's like an off gray. Longbeard? No, that's flesh. No, that's green. No, it's not Tyrant Bone. There is a light gray. I think it's Longbeard. Underhive Ash. I don't remember that one. Anyway, it's a light gray dry, and you just get you just dunk it into the paint a little bit. Just you only need like a millimeter on. I have a bunch of videos demonstrating dry brushing. So you take very, very little amount of paint into the brush, and then you just give it like 1 or 2 passes with your dry brush. And I would recommend actually on Space Marines in an upward motion. So if you're holding the miniature, you're holding the miniature, and your brush stroke very, very gently, you lift up with the brush and use the larger dry brush. And for Space Marine, because it's just some big broad edges on it, and an upward motion, and just catch those undersides in a brighter gray, because the Space Wolf gray is actually because it's a contrast paint, it'll get dark in the recesses, it'll change the overall value of the armor overall, it'll give you that blue gray, but it'll also give you a little bit of brightness around its edges. And with that light gray dry brush, it'll make those corners and stuff a lot brighter. And as long as you do very, very little paint and just go once or twice in the motion, you catch just that edge, and it'll be nice crisp. It almost look like edge highlighting. You do that, and then you just carefully pick out the eyes, apply the transfers, and you're laughing. And that's all you have to do. And then seal the model, and then you got a gaming piece. But yeah, that's really all it takes. if that is your end goal. I don't know what your goal is, Corvonix, as far as how you want to utilize painting. Are you looking to paint well and you want to enter competitions, or just want to have, very, very pretty models on your shelves to display? Or are you looking to just get your models done so you can play with them and have games and play in tournaments and stuff like that? See, those are two end goals. There are many goals to have within this hobby, which is great, which is why so many people enjoy this hobby. But having a very clear idea is where you want to take these objectives, as far as, the knowledge you want to acquire. Having a goal, I think, is going to help clarify. Your goals might change. You might want to be a display painter or competition painter, but then find that, you have more fun painting for, tabletop and, just getting your army done because you enjoy playing more. And, you know what I mean? Like, there's many things that can happen. And, so, again, it's just really just kind of clarifying to yourself what do you wish to accomplish in this journey. Ghost of Starman, believe me, as a guy with long hair, I've never been so tempted to shave it off as I have in this heat. High of 33 here today, pretty similar to the last couple days. Yeah, 33 there in the UK. Yeah, that's pretty warm. 33 here, that's typical of summer weather here. We had about 41, I think, was the high last week or a week before, with the humidity. It was 40. It was in the 40s. Matthew Perez, now I know how ladies and cool dudes feel when I grow my hair out since last October and fuck with 95, 35C, 115F, or 46C. I've been so tempted, but keeping it at least a year. Yeah. Well, I've shaved my head, and I've talked about this in multiple episodes of just being, wanting to shave my head, shave my face, just shave it all off. Not my eyebrows. Maybe the eyebrows. Who knows? But anyway, depends on how goofy I feel. And then basically just letting the head grow. And because I am getting tempted to just kind of let my hair come back as well. And the other hilarious idea I had was I was actually thinking about just taking it all right down, and even taking like a Bic and just razoring it right down to the skin, and then keep like a journal and basically motivate myself every day to take a picture every day, and then see as kind of like the Chia Pet thing, and it'll just fucking just keep going, you know what I mean? Like, but anyway, yeah, that was one of the ideas I had. It would be one of those long format type of fucking videos. Fulgrim, do you have any Titans? I don't believe I've ever seen if you do. Do I have any Titans? Yeah, I have a Phantom Titan. It's the old armor cast Eldar Phantom Titan. It's my baby. It's my jewel. It is the cherry on top of the large Eldari cake that is my army. I have a lot of stuff for like playing Eldari Apocalypse style. Like I have a Phantom Titan, I have a Scorpion, I have a Vampire Bomber, I have 4 Phoenix Bombers, I have 3 Nightwing Fighters, all 40k, all legit Forge World. Something else. Then for a long time, my avatar was the Forge World avatar. But I don't have a Revenant Titan. I'd love to get a Revenant Titan. The new one, not the old one. I would still like to get a Forge World Phantom Titan. I would still love to get one of those. I would like to get a Cobra. I'd like to get the Type 2 Scorpion. I have the Type 1. My Scorpion is the older Type 1. If you go on my Instagram, you scroll through it, you'll see pictures of my big stuff. Yeah, but I have a Phantom Titan. And yeah. Sophie, tabletop tactics. Yeah, that's it. Oi, jeez Louise. What the hell's going on here?
Show me your feet.
My feet? That's for the OnlyFans, man. You want to see the feet, you got to go to the OnlyFans. My feet, I've got hobbit feet. I'm like, generally, I have very like minimal amounts of hair on my body. I'm famously, we native North Americans, we are not very hairy people at all. In fact, a lot of us don't even have eyebrows. And for whatever reason, yeah, my feet look like hobbit feet. I've got like hair like running over the what is that bone called? Like, okay, if this is my foot, I have hair growing here, and then I have hair growing on these parts of the digits, to the point of looking like a hobbit. I've got hobbit feet. I used to have hair on my my shins and everything like that. I don't have any hair on my legs anymore. I don't know why, but Fulgrim. Thank you for the super chat. I am not showing you my fucking feet. I don't even know if you can show your feet on live streams. I don't know. Everybody seems to make a big deal about all these fucking weird, I don't want to say kinks, but yeah. Show me your feet. Oh my god. I'll describe it to you. For $2, I'll describe it to you. Oh shit. Fulgrim. I'm convinced 99% of Europeans are vampires. Well, they will burn up in the sun. The sun is a deadly laser. Fulgrim, I love 40k Space Wolf color scheme, but I need that shit to be grimy, absolutely filthy, unfathomably smothered in Nurgle juice. Smothered in Nurgle juice. Oof. That's an image. Yeah, well, Space Wolves, like in 40k Space Wolves, yeah, they look really cool. Even the 30k. But the 30k ones, when they do like the weathering and the rust and the chipped armor, it tends to get lost because the Space Wolf gray of 30k is a proper gray, like gray, and it's often kind of dark. Whereas in 40k, it's a more of a blue gray, and it shows like the chipped armor and the weathering and the rust. It shows it a lot better, and so it actually looks really cool for 40k. For Space Wolves being all grimy and dirty like that. So yeah, I do see what you're saying. Like, it does look. I don't know about being smothered in Nurgle juice though, but I mean, if that's your thing, by all means, carry on. You do you. Corvotics. I was thinking about doing a zenithal highlight and then applying the contrast. Contrast with the zenithals, you have to be careful. Not careful, but because the typical understanding of pre-shade zenithals, that kind of thing, is to go from black to a white. And in my experience, doing that and using contrast on top in the typical fashion in which contrast paint is often recommended to be applied on a model, it doesn't work out. The model just becomes really, really dark. The pre-shade is lost. And the contrast paint, I don't even know why you'd bother using contrast paint for that matter, because doing the zenithal pre-shade, it's already giving you your highs and lows. So you might as well just use a clear color on top of it. And going with a zenithal pre-shade on your figure and using opaque colors on top of it makes no sense. Unless, of course, you're thinning the opaque color way down so the overall color is going to be very muted. That's fine, because then you're allowing that black and white and the gray and all the various grays to show through. Using a pre-shade, it makes more sense to use a clear color on top of it. Using a contrast paint, going from black to white on top of that, does not make a lot of sense, and in fact makes the model very, very dark. So what I often will recommend is, if you're going to go with a zenithal pre-shade on a figure and you're going to use contrast in the fashion in which contrast is described, I often recommend going only as far down as a mid-tone color. Okay, so if you're going to go for a white to a black, but you want to have the darker values like a black, go for the undervalue of a mid-tone gray. So, for example, base the model not in black, but a dark gray. Not too dark, a mid-tone gray. Now, if you're not familiar with what I'm talking about as far as a mid-tone gray, a color like Citadel, Dawnstone. Dawnstone is often what I would consider to be a mid-value gray, right? It's not like Lutheran gray, which is a very light gray, and it's not Eshin gray, which is a very dark gray, right? Dawnstone is kind of in the middle. I don't know if there's actually like a proper mid-tone gray. That's often what I equate. So you base the model in the Dawnstone gray, which is a mid-tone gray. Even that might be a little too dark too. But anyway, and then do the white on top, and then apply the contrast. So if you're doing Space Wolves, you can probably get away with actually a dark blue gray. Not a dark blue gray, but I wouldn't go with black. Don't go as far as black, because then the entire model is not going to be very, very. Again, you are going through unnecessary steps to go for an end result of something that is very, very to achieve, very, very easy to achieve. And yeah. But again, I mean, like, try it out for yourself. Maybe it is the look that you're looking for, right? Go from black to a white, apply Space Wolf gray contrast paint on top of it, and that you might look at it and go, yep, that's exactly what I was thinking, and that's exactly what I wanted. Then by all means, do it. But yeah, oftentimes I don't recommend going black to a white if you're going to use contrast or any other clear paints on top of it, because it pushes the color way down. And then, of course, you also have to consider, when using clear colors, the base also will affect how the model looks, and also affect how the color looks, how you perceive the color, because that is why Games Workshop, when they first rolled out contrast paints, they had the two primers. They had Wraithbone and Gray Seer. Gray Seer is a very, very light gray. It actually has a very cool value to it. It actually is more like a Space Wolf gray, if you imagine it. It's more like a very light. It's not quite Othrin gray, but it's fairly close. And Wraithbone is actually a very warm gray. It's more like Screaming Skull or Ushabti Bone, right? So if you want very warm colors, or the model is predominant to be a warm color, yellow, reds, oranges, browns, use Wraithbone. If you're going for very cool colors, black, blue, purple, greens, you use Gray Seer, right? If the predominant color on the model is those values. Now, if you have this color scheme in mind and you're going through these different, well, should I do this in Wraithbone, this in Gray Seer? It's the predominant. It's the primary, right? It's the first color. It's the, like, what is 90% of the model, right? So oftentimes, again, we equate these things to Space Marines as far as how we're determining our color scheme, right? Because just in the nature of how the models are painted in Games Workshop schemes. But yeah, hopefully that makes sense. I kind of lost where I was going with all this, but yeah. Oh, the Zenithal, right. So yeah, I wouldn't push it all the way to a black. I would stay mid-tone, maybe even a little bit below mid-tone. Just a little bit darker than a mid-tone. You should be okay. But yeah, I wouldn't go all the way to a black. Matthew Perez, he teased back on 4th of July weekend on Insta. Oh, the feet. Yeah, if you want to see the feet, yeah, on my Instagram, you'll see my feet on Instagram. And I got Hobbit feet. You'll see my Hobbit feet right there. I almost lost an eyeball that night. Shit was exploding. No, it wasn't that bad. My neighbor there, my buddy there, he damn near lost his eyeball. Shit, man, the first one we lit off just went all over the place. Fucking damn near burned down somebody's backyard. Stupid. 20-year-old Kris? Yeah, that 20-year-old Kris? Yeah, that'd have been a normal weekend for Kris. Kris approaching 50 should be making better decisions. Sophie, it's all right for you boys. You can just walk around in shorts. I have to wear a top of some sort or I'll get arrested for being topless in public. Well, yes. In Canada, women are allowed to walk around topless. You aren't going to get in trouble for it. Is it distracting and will people be children? Yes. But yeah, in Canada, that's legal. At least last time I checked, it was legal. Matthew Perez, Way of the Brush, episode 389 for a few dollars more. All right, I'm going to do that. And because I don't think Matthew's ever had a thing picked for a few dollars more. I don't know if the emoji for eyeballs can be put into a title, but who knows? For a few dollars more. Yeah. Oh, shit. Fulgrim, oh my fucking god, yes. Instagram time, my boy. Carvonics, yeah, I did it gray. Yeah, so if you go with a gray and then build it up to a white and then use Space Wolf gray, yeah, that you should be good, and you should get close to what Games Workshop color guides often recommend for doing Space Wolves for 40k. Again, because you have to distinguish between Space Wolves and 40k and 30k because the color scheme does change it. A lot of them do. Even Blood Angels color schemes change. Ultramarine doesn't really. Not really. Some of the drastic ones, of course, obviously, even like Raven Guard, Iron Warriors, they don't really change. Sons of Horus, drastic change. Who else? Death Guard, big one. World Eaters, that's a bigger change. But anyway. Reziel, it's been a long time since I cut any part of the stream. Hope you're well, Kris. Well, thank you, Reziel. And I hope you're well as well. Well as well? Anyway. Yeah. And welcome. Fulgrim. When I was 12, I took a Saturn missile in the mouth. Right. I forgot we were talking fireworks. I don't know if I've ever been hit by one, but I've definitely had a few close calls. Had the embers and stuff like that hit me. Yeah, even got burned by the little sparklers one time. Once. Matthew Perez, I've had a title before. It's been a good while, but score. Oh, you have? Okay. Well, either way, you won. Matthew, you win the day. So far. Unless, of course, I find one better or you get killed. Oh, you know what we've never done yet? Is Instagram. Jeez Louise. Holy crap. I've already been going for hour 33. Jeez Louise. All right. Let's do the Instagrams. I don't have a segue for Instagram, so that was it. Instagram. Which window? Is this window? Yeah, it's this window. Alrighty. Instagrams. Oh, you know what? I should probably do a refresh just in case some of you added a tag. So if you want to be part of this portion of the show, use the hashtag way of the brush, and see, good thing I refreshed it because somebody just put in a night. Let's have a look. This is Carvonics. Nice. This is work in progress, but I'm still a little stuck towards detailing the mechanical parts. Any ideas to make the cables fit the color scheme? I'm trying to avoid metallics and blue colors. Okay, let's give that a like. For the cables, and just for the cables, and you don't want to use metallics, well, you can always play with grays for the metal bits, right? You don't have to do like a non-metallic metal, but you can go with, just hinting at just like a very, very dull steel, right? If you don't want to go with metallics, and because you're using it looks almost like you're using Space Wolf grays and blues and stuff for the camouflage, using flat grays, dull grays. Of course, you can also use, even just a hint of a brown, just for that idea of oxidization in the steels. For the cables and such, I wouldn't go with the yellow, because the white and the blue and everything like that feels very, very bright, whereas the underframe, the mechanical bits, are quite dark. I would go with light grays and highlight them in a similar fashion to just how you paint everything else. And in fact, if you wanted to change the values a bit, add a bit of weathering, you could also, thin down a light brown and apply it like a wash, or even use like Seraphim Sepia or Agrax or Shade, and just throw that hint of a brown into the gray, and that'll give you a bit of that idea of weathering. The cables and such, I was thinking like a red-orange. Red might be a little too stark. If you went with a dark red, again, because the underframe, the mechanical bits are so dark, and there's not a lot there, and you don't want to go with any metallics. Although it looks like you on the armor trim, it looks like metallics. But I guess you're looking for that visual contrast, I guess. So you wanted to have bright and sparkly armor, but dark underside. Sure, yeah, I get that. Yeah. The OSL, I assume that's an OSL you're going for on that gun. I don't know if I would go with a blue. I'd probably go with like a yellowy orange. But you've already done it, so I really wouldn't worry about it. But yeah, I would actually probably go with an orangish color. I don't know if I'd go bright. I'd probably stay dark. In fact, I'd probably go with like a red, up to a Wild Rider red highlight. Maybe Troll Slayer orange. Something along those lines. But yeah. So, thanks for sharing that. Was there any additional pictures? No. Thanks for sharing that. And yeah, please continue to feel free to use the hashtag. Because now, when you use the hashtag, I don't know if you've been doing it for any length of time or been paying attention, Corvonics, to the show for any length of time, but if you use the hashtag Way of the Brush, I do not respond to it right away because I save it for this portion of the show. So, yeah, so if you post and like it's a week or two and I haven't, given it a like or talked about it on the show, then yeah, just remind me. I am forgetful at times too. Snidely's Workshop. Holy carmoli. Smaug. Smaug? Is it Smaug or is it Smaug? 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 Anyway, holy shit, look at those wings. Is there more pictures? It's only one picture? God dang it, man. I want to see more. Or did you post this in the Discord? I don't remember if you posted this in the Discord. But damn, this is pretty. I really like the way you did the wings. The membranes on the wings. I like that. I like that little indication of spots as you get closer in towards the into the hand. I think it's a very interesting choice going for this very dark sepia brown color. But I think it's an excellent choice in those wings coming up to that really bright pale yellow. I think that's really good. Is he done, or is this work in progress? I don't know. And I wish there was more pictures. Why aren't there more pictures? Simply mini painting. Red Corsair's Hellbrute. Let's give that a like. Did I get the last one I like? I think I did. Yeah, I did. Very, very good. Nice and clean. Consistent with the way he's been painting the other Chaos figures. I love the eyeballs all over the place. I like the flesh too. Horns look good. I really like the red. Yeah, it's really good. Yeah, so Corvonics, you see how he's painted the legs? See like the little pistons and the feet and everything? See how it's like, it doesn't look like a metallic. It looks like he's used a gray and he's kind of gone for a non-metallic metal kind of vibe. That's the kind of thing I'm talking about, where you just use grays. You apply highlights and you can get kind of fancy. And in fact, if you want to start playing around with the idea of using non-metallic metals on figures, yeah, there is a visual shorthand to it and you can apply it. Now it looks like he has metallics up on the arms. Am I misinterpreting what he's done here? Am I just seeing things that aren't there? It looks like metallics up on the arms, but it's non-metallic on the legs. Interesting. Yeah, it looks like metallics on the arms. Anyway, But yeah, the Corvonics, that's the kind of thing I'm talking about, where you're just doing a light gray for the metal bits. It just gives you the indication that it is metal or a metal. Doesn't have to be gray. It could be any color you want, really. Oftentimes, that's one of those things about, I'm going to go back to your post there. That's one of the things about when you get into miniature painting and you are working on Imperial stuff, everybody gets very rigid as far as what things are supposed to represent. And like doing that underframe, any other color other than something dark and metals, unfathomable. Right? You can't imagine that his hips to his legs, that being yellow or bright red. Right? Nobody does that. Why? Anyway. Next one. Ooh. The wannabe painter had this Necron guy lying around from an Indominus set, decided to make him a mission marker, quick texture, and rust work. Very, very interesting. So he's just using this figure as a objective marker. Just threw some growth on it. I think using like a thinned out green, like a wash, like almost not quite nitric oxide, but taking an opaque color, similar value of that lichen, that green lichen, and you applying it as like a wash, so it goes into recesses, so it gives us that mossy like look. I realize you have the rust all over him, but also like moss would be really cool as well. Basically, just I wouldn't use I guess one of the newer contrast paints, because they're more like a few of the new contrast colors are kind of feel more opaque, so maybe they might do the trick. But yeah, very, very interesting though choice to make him look like a ruined ancient, like just kind of the Tin Man, kind of just standing there and he's just kind of rusted over the eons. Very interesting choice. But I mean, if you have the extra model sitting around, why not, right? If you're not using it for anything. I like the texture though. Yeah. I really I like it. It's straightforward. I'm sure you probably whip this up in an hour. But yeah, I dig it. I like it. It's a good idea. Kevin Cabal, work in progress. Those damn dippy graveyard walls from Cigarette Museum set added 1.5 millimeter plastic card bases, so hopefully fall overless. Fall overless. Slapped on some AK interactive basing goop for texture. Also, time to prime. Since it started to cool off. You know what? I primed yesterday as well. I used the spray. I actually played. First time I actually played with the new Citadel White spray. Anyway, very, very cool. Is there more pictures? Oh, there's no more pictures. Oh man, come on, guys. Yeah. Those walls, though, they look like you hurt yourself. If you weren't paying attention, go grab your model. You're all pissed off. You just lost a guy. You go quickly to reach in and grab your model, and you fucking stab yourself on the fence. Stuff's not for art, or stuff is not for children, people. Snidely, or simply mini painting. Another Chaos. Red Corsair's Lord Discordant. Yeah, I like it. Clean. A little bit of weathering. Very nice. I like the base. Has almost like a T2 vibe. It's a very interesting model too, this Lord Discordant. It's kind of like a Chaos Lord in the Wastelands kind of vibe. It's like something you'd see out of some crazy version of Mad Max in the far future or something. Like this almost looks like it could be part of a Chaos warband for Necromunda. Although he'd be OP as shit, but yeah. Very, very cool. Very, very nice work, Simply. Thank you for sharing. Sophie? Oh, we've already seen this. Yes. She's painting her McFarlane figure. Is there any progress on these, Sophie? I think that's it for the Instagrams. Did you get any more work done, Sophie? Sophie? God dang it. Where the hell am I? No, order done. Matthew Perez, no. Corvonics, yep. Metal parts will be metal. Oh, okay, but the cable covers I would like to avoid. Yeah, I mean, like, you can leave them even black. And just give them a light highlight, right? Like, if you're gonna do the under tightened bits, the mechanical bits, in metallics. I mean, how it looks really dark like that. It's very, very cool. I would actually extend that visual contrast between the white or the bright armor and go with the mechanical bits and stay dark. So, for example, if you feel like having some fun, take lead belcher, take a little bit of pure black, so mix them and say two lead belcher to one black. Just put it on your palette, give it a quick mix, and base coat the metal bits in that. You could also just base coat the entirety of it all black and very thin out lead belcher and apply it very lightly over the figure, and then just do a very light dry brush in Iron Breaker or whatever the mid-tone metal is, and to keep the metal nice and dark, and then apply Nuln Oil or Agrax or Shade or whatever you want on top of it, and it'll pull that color down a bit more. Keep it nice and dark metallic. For the cables and stuff like that, I mean, you could go for the stereotypical hazard pattern, yellow black, orange black would work as well. Doing the cables in an orange red, I think, would look cool. It would also play nicely with the blue elements on the model, because the armor feels so bright, and if you have the mechanical bits dark metallic, I think it would work very nicely. It'll give you a nice visual contrast, and picking out those cables and such in a complementary type of color, orange because of the blue, but you can go with a red orange for more distinction. You could also use the because if you went with a orange yellow, the glow of the gun, I probably would have went with that. Whatever you did the glow of the gun, you could also do the cabling. So if you went with the blue, you could go with the blue on the cables, right? Really, no, there's not a lot of wrong ways to go about it, right? So, yeah. Soundgarden 88. Your mic is extremely quiet, Kris. Spelt my name wrong. I can barely hear you. Or my kids need to calm down. Not sure. Your kids probably need to calm down. I don't know. Nobody's complained. I don't mess with my settings when I do live streams, so nobody's complained to me yet about being quiet. Of course, I do talk pretty loud. I mean, I can pull the mic right up to my face, and I can just talk into the mic, and then and of course I could talk really loud, so everybody who has headphones are just flying off their ears right now. I could also do that. I could also yell into the mic. I don't have the noise gate on, so I could not tell you if I was peaking or not. Peaking? But anyway. Sophie, no, not yet. Being too hot and muggy and busy to paint lately. Yeah, that's, understandable, of course, understandable. I was just curious. I was just wondering if we were going to get a progress report. Of course, please share your progress. Please. I encourage it. No matter what you're doing. And this goes for everybody, not just Sophie. Please feel free to share your efforts. Could this just assembled something? Conversion. Maybe you just bought something and you're excited about getting to work on it. Whatever it is. Or you may be base coating. Maybe you're looking for help. Maybe you just want to show off what you're doing. Doesn't matter, right? So, yeah. Corvonics, I see. Thanks for the insight. Yeah, no problem. No problem at all. And again, if something I've said is not entirely clear, please, if I've not been entirely clear, please ask me to clarify. But clarify specifically what it was that might not, because again, Corvonics, I don't know if I've ever read your name before, aside from today, but so I don't know how long you've been paying attention. I don't know how long you've been in this hobby. I don't know, there's a lot of things that I don't know And I don't want to, give you information that you already know, right? So, yeah, that's why. That's why I'm often asked for clarity because, again, there's so many variables at play. Simply asking the question, how do I paint red? Right? That's so open-ended, because the bazillion different directions that question can go as far as an answer, So, yeah. Sophie, have the Reaver and the She-Hulk on my desk at the moment. I'll try to work on them for next week's stream. You got a She-Hulk? McFarlane does a She-Hulk? Sure. I mean, any of the stuff you're working on, like any of the things, any of these creative endeavors. Like even some of you who do drawings, do digital drawings, pencil and paper drawings, paintings, like anything and everything, man. I welcome it all. I like seeing what you guys are into, because only being concerned with one narrow aspect just seems so limited when people's interests are so broad and varied, and understanding all of the things that pique your interest allows for greater understanding, right? So for example, myself, I've often talked about what interests me. Well, science fiction, right? Science fiction, I'm more science fiction than I am fantasy, right? I'm more Star Wars and Star Trek than I am Lord of the Rings, right? That gives you more insight into the kind of things that I get interested about, right? And so when we share more of ourselves, if we're going to share on the internet, then let's share, right? Let's share. Yes, sometimes we're going to disagree. That's fine. For whatever reason, it seems like people can't disagree anymore. People take such great offense that I love Lord of the Rings. Well, I don't like Lord of the Rings. I like Star Wars. To hell with you, heathen. You don't like Lord of the Rings? You're a heathen. You're a piece of garbage. You know what I mean? That's where we're, at least that's the way it feels right now, how we are with our social interactions on the internet. And that just seems crazy. It seems crazy, and it's not helpful at all. We can have differences. We can have varied interests. We can have all these different things, and still, I know, groundbreaking idea. We can still get along. And it just doesn't extend to our interests. It also extends to ideologies and how we feel about this and that, and Sophie, Marvel Crisis Protocol. Oh, you're working on some. Oh, the Marvel Crisis Protocol She-Hulk. Oh, see, you got to clarify, kid. I'm autistic, so you got to clarify. You got to give me exact details. Otherwise, it does not compute. I'll just go off in a bazillion different directions. I mean, is it She-Hulk a 3D printed statue? Is it a statue? Is it an action figure? Is it? Oi, jeez Louise. Release the budgies. Thank you for following. I gotta turn that shit down because that scared the shit out of me. It's scared of me. It's scared of me. Yeah, I'm a big puss. So what? Release the budgies. Hello, release the budgies. Release the budgies. How are you, Release the Budgies? Thank you for joining us today. We're just talking miniature painting and life. That's pretty much what this show and this channel is all about. Painting and life. And having fun. The importance of having fun. Because it is important. Because this is a hobby. One of the things I see a lot of... to go back a few pages, we were talking earlier in this episode about, channels and the kind of crap I interact with and the kind of things I choose not to interact with. And another one of those things that, kind of, I kind of get where people are going with it, but there's got to be a better way of phrasing it, is the hobby positivity. Hobby positivity. It's redundant. That's redundant. It's a redundant sentiment. It's a redundant statement. I'm here for hobby positivity. That's redundant. A hobby is positive by its very nature. The term hobby. doing something that you enjoy in your spare time. That's a hobby, right? So if you're in this hobby, it's because you enjoy it. Which is why I don't get a lot of the whole Games Workshop bashing stuff and sentiment and all that crap. I don't get it. If it makes you unhappy, the prices, the sculpts, all these different things, if it makes you unhappy, leave. Leave. For your own health, I encourage you to leave. Leave this all behind. Right? If the cost of miniatures upsets you, leave. Don't buy. Leave. Simple as that. For your own health, for your own mental health, leave. Right? Like it just doesn't make a lot of sense to me. This way of thinking and the idea of hobby positivity, it's redundant. It's a hobby in and of itself is positive. Doing something you enjoy in your spare time. That's a hobby. I have no idea what the definition or the word for something that you do in your spare time that you dislike. Marriage? Anyway. That's kind of an old man joke, I know. Release the budgies. Solid dry brushing iron breaker over lead belcher primed minis. Oh, you're recommending something for the Titan that we were looking at? Is that what you're talking about? Release budgies? I'm just gonna call you budgies. I know there is somebody else called budgies. War budgies. Isn't somebody called war budgies? Anyway, the new Croc Score scales makes me happy for Alpha Legion. Ooh, yeah, yes, for Alpha Legion, yeah. Also for Alpha Legion as well. I mean, if you want to play around with that, I recommend Color Shift paints. Twin Suns from Turbodork. That one works very well. I have a tutorial actually doing Alpha Legion with Turbodork colors. I've also done Alpha Legion as well. I did a whole series of Horus Heresy miniatures way back in the day, but they're elsewhere. It's on a different platform. But yeah, I mean, if everybody harassed me to demonstrate doing all the 18 Legions again, I might. Because I've thought of a few ways I could go about it that would be fresh and wouldn't be boring. So, I could revisit it. It'd be a very lengthy series. It would be that for the channel for a while. Anyway, Benjamin, I feel it's kind of like the only thing worse than paying the prices is not paying the prices. People just want to complain, it seems. Right, and I don't understand that. I don't understand, because I give my kids hell every time since they were small. Like, why are you complaining? Just do something about it. Either you don't like the situation, then leave. Complaining about it changes nothing. Complaints change nothing. It changes nothing. You want to affect real change, then you take action. Leaving is taking action. Not spending the money on something is taking action. Right? You want to affect real fucking change? Action. Complaining? Useless. It's useless. It is the act of the impotent. It's the act of the impotent. Just sitting there, oh, I don't like it. Oh, so I'm just going to continue to take it in the dick and ass and, fucking just spew that shit all over me because I'm fucking a complete cuck. Right? Stop it. If you have any self-respect, you take action. Release the budgies. It's called work. Work, yeah. It's just, yeah. Doing something you dislike, but a hobby is in your spare time. And I was thinking of what was the antithesis to a hobby, something you do in your spare time that you enjoy. What is something you do in your spare time that you don't enjoy? Work, yeah, is it as good an answer as that is something you do in your spare time though. What's something you do in your spare time you don't like? And I can't think of anything. I don't know what the word is for it. Dishes. Yeah, okay, dishes. Yeah, dishes. The Space Marine. He's the Space Marine. I think Games Workshop needs to launch a website called STC, where you can order custom decals and pauldrons. What do you think of this idea? I think that's a good idea. STC, yeah, an app or whatever. Games Workshop, I'm sure, could probably fuck it up somehow, but yeah, I think that's an excellent idea. Like a print-on-demand service, right? Yeah, I think that shit. Why are you pitching that to me? Pitch it to Games Workshop. Take a commission. That's a good idea. Talk to their marketing department. It's on their main website. Talking to the customer service and shit like that, and they also have the what the fuck is it called? The one where the service where you talk about like ideas for licensing. Yeah, the licensing department. Talk to them. You might be onto $1 million idea, buddy. Get paid. Go get paid. Release the budgies. Budgies is fine. Yeah, our budgies. Our budgies? That sounds weird. Sophie, wish I could afford to just go out and buy lots of minis and scale model kits, but on the other hand, the joy if finally having saved up for a box of minis and buying them is a good moment. Oh yeah, 100%. Like, even just the act of buying the model or whatever it is you want, right? It's a new computer, it's a car, it's whatever, right? Even the act of buying, does release endorphins and is a happy moment. And it is all the more enjoyable when it's guilt-free, right? It's not like buying miniatures, although I should be buying groceries, right? That there's going to be the guilt's involved there somewhere, right? But if the bills are paid, everything's taken care of, I have an extra $10, I save it every month, I'm going to go buy that $100 kit or $50 kit, whatever it is. Guilt-free, boom, that's beautiful, right? That's happiness, right? Guilt-free, right? Yeah, that's a good feeling. I know what you're talking about, Sophie. I know what you're talking about. Carvonics, why not then? Why not then what? Sorry, I know sometimes I don't read the comments right away, but you might have to remind me what I was talking about. I'm also a bit of a goldfish too at times. Budgies, I have seen a few different things. As your Magic and Army Painter, Retributor Gold, then the Talsar Blue. Also messing with Vallejo color shift. I think setting on Croc scales is making me happiest. Oh yeah, yeah. Hey, if you are thoroughly enjoying the process, then by all means carry on. Yeah. But yeah, Vallejo has color shift. Green Stuff World has color shift. The scale color do color shift? I don't even know if they do. Like scale 75, they have good metallics. I thoroughly enjoy their metallics. Since Turbo Dork has come out though, Turbo Dork has just been, having a lot of fun with metallics. And if you enjoy metallic paints, yeah, Turbo Dork, yeah, definitely check out their line because they have color shifts. They have, just different colors, and I'm into it, man. Scale color, I kind of wish that scale color, because I enjoy their metallics as well. For a long time, I was absolutely convinced that scale color or scale 75 metallics probably the best metallics for water-based acrylics. And then I was really started to use more gloss backing, more gloss primers, and even Citadel metallics were sparkling, and I was like, oh, damn it, gloss. It's the gloss backing. It's a gloss primer. If you are really into your metallic paints and you really love metallics to sparkle and shine and, give you that metallic luster, yeah, be sure to use a gloss backing or a gloss primer. Now, gloss backing, what I'm talking about is like a varnish or a layer of a gloss. Not super heavy that obscures details, but enough that it sits on the surface, right? That's why oftentimes, using a gloss primer in the metallics, boom, and it's all there, and it looks fantastic. It looks fantastic. If you're playing in metallics, yeah, And also, when you start getting used to using gloss primers for metallics, especially if the primary color of the model is going to be metallics, and you start getting into more enamel-based paints, more solvent-based paints like Spastics and Humbrol and Tamiya, Spastics, Chrome. It's my go-to if I need a mirror metallic paint. Spastics Mirror Chrome. Yes, I know that Molotow is the king of chrome paints, but Molotow takes too fucking long to cure. Takes like 24 hours to cure. Versus Spastics, it's cured in 10 minutes, not even. Like it's minutes. It's minutes. You could sit there and, whereas Molotow takes forever, especially if you want a good solid coverage on a model with no fogging. Yeah, you have to apply it fairly generously, and it takes at least 48 hours, not 48, 24 hours to fully set. But damn, when it's fully set though, it is like nanomillimeters from the surface of what you worked on, and it's tight. It is tight. It adheres to all the details. It's excellent, but it takes too damn long. But again, it's the time versus effort kind of thing, right? Sophie, I need to review the video on how you did Abaddon's armor, thinking that'll be good for the McFarlane Space Marine. Abaddon's armor? Did I do a video on Abaddon's armor? I don't think I've done any tutorials on Abaddon. I haven't even finished my Abaddon. I still want to, because I have an idea that I want to do for it. I actually want to I think I might do a custom base for it. I might, this is a big might, finish him for competition. So, yeah. There's a few pieces that I've looked at and I'm like, maybe I should continue to put in the ridiculous amount of hours to work on it. Like my swamp monster for Cruel Boys. I've spent a lot of hours painting this, and I'm thinking maybe I'll just spend another 100 more hours and finish it, and do it to a display type standard, right? There's a few pieces like that are currently on my desk. I'm like, maybe I should spend a bit more time. Then some of them are like, I just want to paint them, just make them look pretty and, get them on the table because I'm going to play with them. Like my Eldar stuff. I'm looking at my avatar right now. I'm like, fuck. I got to get them done because I want to, get some games in. And I also have a whole bunch of Eldar sitting there that, got to get done. That's all my to-do pile. And that's not all of my to-do. If I was to stack all of my to-do, it'd hit the ceiling. Literally, I'm not joking. It would hit the ceiling. I would show you. Man, I got something going on here. Hold on. I would show you, but some of the stuff is sensitive. Oh, man. Hold on. I'm messing with my eye holes. Hopefully I didn't get a boogie on my face here. No, I'm good. That's the other reason why I want to shave this shit off, because I always end up with shit in my mustache. Not shit, but yeah, it's sometimes shit. Where the hell am I? Yeah, I don't know which one you're talking about though, Sophie, as far as the Abaddon armor. I do have black armor, but it was the Space Marine Outrider bike. Is that the one you're talking about? But anyway, yeah. Budgies, dishes, changing diapers. Just eat dirt, it saves money. Yeah, exactly. For the groceries. Fire Drake, just in time for your hair? Yeah, I cut it. I cut it earlier this week. I'm going to sport this for a bit. And then I think I'm going to shave it. And I think I'm going to blade it right down. And I think I'm going to get rid of this. I don't know. If anybody can give me any good reasons to keep the mustache. Because I only have one good reason. And it's not even a good reason. Yeah. But I have like many reasons to cut it. I have many reasons. So don't be surprised in the coming weeks that this is gone. Don't be surprised. But I think I will film shaving it off. Yeah. It's not going to be like a Britney Spears kind of moment where I'm just shaving my head kind of thing. Although maybe I will imitate the Deep. Remember in The Boys in the Deep, he's shaving his head, he's crying and everything. Anyway, I love The Boys, the show. You know what I mean. Fire Drake, nice and smooth. Space Monkey, ready to be launched into space. Yeah, Space Monkey. There it is. Like a space monkey. I completely forgot about that. Oh, shit. Yeah, the transformation is real. I am becoming Tyler Durden. Budgies. I saw someone do purple faded to green, which is beyond what I can do yet. But one day I will get there. Yes, definitely. And yeah, there's many ways to go about that. It's not like there's one way to go from purple to green. There's many ways to create that transition on a surface. I will say, if you do the 18 Legions, a lot of people are getting into Horsehair, so it's fun to see other people's takes on the different Legions. Yeah, well, I did a whole series years ago, like back in, I think, 15 or 16, back when that Betrayal Kelth box set came out. And I did tutorials on all 18 Legions, and I did all the like various steps. They were pretty close to complete guides to doing from the prime to the transfers, applying transfers. That's how extensive in each of those was. And yeah, it was like, I think it was damn near like 5 or 6 months it took to complete the whole series. And the idea I have for revisiting that idea, I probably would do at least 2 or 3 versions of each chapter. So that's 18 times 3. And depending on how I made them, if I wanted to do just each phase is a video or each iteration is a video. Again, I'm not under a time crunch to get it done, so it would probably take a little while. But yeah. I don't know where the hell I am. Sophie, I think you showed him and said how you did the armor. If not, can always pester you for the information. Yeah, oh yeah. I mean, yeah, if it's specific to my Abaddon, then yeah, I can show. Because I have pictures of my Abaddon on Instagram. I don't think I've done any videos on him, though. I did use some I did use them for demonstration during Adepticon a few years back. And that way the brush is in this playlist somewhere. But yeah. Or just ask me questions. If you have any questions, feel free to ask me. Either here or in Discord, right? Yeah. Fire Drake. Your hair was so luscious like Fabio. Yeah, well, I think that is what's going to happen. I'm going to shave it at one point, and I think I'm going to bick it right down to the scalp, and then I'm just going to let it all grow. And it's going to be hilarious for a while because, like, at one point, the hair, like, the thickness of my hair, it just stands out like an afro. And it's like a hedgehog, essentially. It's like a hedgehog. And my whole head, it'll just go like this hedgehog look. And then once it gets long enough that its actual weight starts to weigh it down, that it actually starts to hang more. But yeah, there's a point where it just, like, I go full fro. And honestly, I have never sported a do like this. I have never gone completely shaven. And in fact, I was actually a little bit concerned what it would look like. And I'm actually kind of surprised that my dome actually is, like, there's a lot of dents on my head. My head has lots of scars and dents. But yeah, I was actually surprised that my head actually is not as malformed or as bulbous as I thought. It's bulbous, but it's not as bulbous as I thought. So, yeah. Anyway. Benjamin, proverb test. It is awesome, but I know that can be a pain. Yeah. Sophie, I think those color shift turbo paints and using a black on the armor, not worries. If it's not on video, I'll pester you instead. Yeah, sure. On the Discord or whatever. Feel free. Old man Logan, there he is. You will have to redo your monkey logo with no stash. New merch. I'll do the monkey logo, and he's got like little band-aids on his face. Or no, what are the when you cut yourself shaving? I'm sure many of you out there, when you cut yourself shaving, do you still take the little bit of toilet paper and just, take a little tissue and just put it right on where you cut yourself? It'll be him with that. It'll have a couple of those on his face. It doesn't take that long for this to come back, and honestly, this is a facade. This is actually not as grandiose as you might think. It's all me, and there's no dye or anything like that because you can see my gray hairs in here and everything. But this isn't as thick and full as it may appear. Some of you might be going, it's not even that thick, and you'd be correct. It's not. Like, again, Native North Americans are not hairy people, and growing a lot of facial hair, like even like there's tons of memes about Native people, Native North Americans, where like we're growing a full beard and it's like 10 hairs coming out of the face. That's very true. That's a very real thing. We are not hairy people. Fire Drake, maybe a Fu Manchu. Yeah, well, I was tempted to do like a wharf where I'll shave out the middle here and I'll just leave just the ends. Well, maybe we'll take a couple pictures like that. I'm sure. Again, we'll have some fun with it. I mean, we'll have fun. Again, this is all about having fun, people. Fulgrim, I'm at the game shop and some mad lad brought an armor cast Titan. Oh, cool. You got a picture of it? Yeah. Is it the Reaver Titan or is it the Mega Gargant? The Mega Gargant is very rare. From what I understand, there was only 100 of those technically produced by Armorcast. That's as the story goes, as the legends go. There was only 100 of those Orc Mega Gargants ever produced. The Phantom Titans, the rumor is that it was like 1,000 of them. So there's only 1,000 in existence. The Imperial ones, it was like 5,000, something like that. Like the Imperial, there was tons of them. The Eldar, it was a fair amount. The Orc, not enough. You know, there's only like 100. So they're the Orc Mega Gargant by Armorcast. That's a very, very rare. It's also a heavy, heavy piece. But yeah, if you can get your hands on a legit Armorcast Mega Gargant, Orc Mega Gargant, yeah, you'll probably pay through the nose for it though. You have to really want it. Eric Fountain, Chris's new name, Ham the Astro Chimp. Ham the Astro Chimp? I don't get it. Because I'm hammy? Fire Drake, I can't even hear what he's saying right now. It's too distracting. Benjamin, I had hair length, maybe up to 2 centimeters, where the hairs were pretty much stand vertically. Was kind of like a soft brush feeling. But it's so thin now, almost gone. Yeah. No, I still have my hair. As far as I know, I don't have any balding. That's another one of those things. Native North Americans, we don't have baldness. If you see any Native Americans that are thinning and balding on top, it's because there's European ancestry there. Sophie, you had a ponytail. First video I saw of you, that 80,000 point battle report you did, played your Eldar and faced off the Nids. Yeah. Oh yeah, that was a lot of fun. Yeah, that was before I worked for Mini Wargaming. Yeah. I actually had the trip because I at the time, and I still do, I love Apocalypse size games. I love playing big battle games. The last iteration of Apocalypse left a little bit to be desired. It just felt more like an upscaled version of Epic, and you know what I mean? And it didn't feel like playing a large version of 40K, right? And that's what Apocalypse should be. It should be playing a large version of 40K. It shouldn't be Epic rules scaled up to 40K. Epic should be, if you want to play Epic, then let's play Epic. Let's have entire divisions of Leman Russ tanks and, you know, companies upon companies of Imperial Guard. If we want to play those kinds of battles, then let's play those kinds of battles. Epic version of 40K, let's play Apocalypse, you know? So, yeah. Anyway. Fire Drake. Next, Kris will have a mullet. Little business in the front, party in the back. I used to have a mullet. I think on my Facebook, I have a picture of me, and I have a mullet. But anyway. Well, I mean, it was the 80s, man. Come on. Anybody who's lived through the last century, they had a mullet. And the other one was girls. Remember, girls back in the day used to have that big fan on the front of their heads? They'd style that big, I don't even know what the hell it was called. The wife's not close by, I can't ask her. Because she used to do it. There's pictures of her with the fucking hair. Yeah, we're old. Anyway. Sophie. Oh, bright orange mohawk. We could sport a mohawk for a bit, but then that would mean that I have to like cultivate this. I'm shaving it all down to the dome and then letting it all grow like Chia pet style, and just it's just gonna all just come flying out. It'll be glorious. Then once it gets to a manageable length, then I'll start trimming it and everything like that. But yeah, Fire Drake. Kris could pull off a mohawk. Oh yeah, pull off a mohawk, because there's folk that identify as mohawk and pulling off. I could. You're saying Kris could? Yes, Kris could. Kris could. Will he? Eric, Ham the Astro Chimp was the first chimp from 61. Oh. His name was Ham? Anyway. Fire Drake, Kris's lack of hair has driven me away. Call me when it grows back. All right, well, see you in 2025. People did a lot of drugs in the 80s. Yes, exactly. And that's why the 80s are the 80s. And those days will never return. Hopefully. For God's sake. I hope they never return. Never again. Benjamin. FYI, I was very impressed with your mustache when I first saw your channel. I'm going to have to check some old vids now that I hear you had great hairstyling too. Oh, my hair was very long. It was to my ass crack. Before I cut it, and I cut it like just the sides, and I left a little on top, and conventional. And I've only been sporting short hair for about 3 or 4 years. 3 years, maybe 4 years, something like that. I haven't had short hair for like this haircut, like this, well, not like this, but I've never had this. I've never completely shaven my head ever in my entire life. Never, ever, ever, ever. But yeah. Anyway. Dark Commission. I had a 9-inch mohawk when I was 17, 18. Was in a band called Scum Dribblers at the time. Oh, okay. I'm glad you finished that sentence. Well, I'm glad I finished the sentence. Because when I was talking about being pulled off there, 9-inch mohawk when I was 17, 18. Hope it was consensual. He pulled you off. Sophie, seen shows made in the 80s. Fashion was strange, but guess the old timers would day that about fashion today. Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah, if you were to show people, well, no, because today's fashion is more akin to early 2000s and 90s, late 90s. That's where fashion is doing this thing of rolling forward, and it always rolls back, and then it comes forward again and rolls back, and then, you know what I mean? And because I remember a point where things like the aesthetics of like the 30s and 20s, I remember that made a brief comeback, even right into music and stuff like that. When everybody was into swing. Any of you old timers remember that one? When people were into swing? Fuck. People are weird. Anyway, Benjamin, I think I saw you with this haircut and the one right before it. What? Yeah, like 90s and 2000s is retro now. Like 1970s was in 2000. Yeah, exactly, right? Remember when bell bottoms made a comeback? And I think recently bell bottoms were making a comeback. But yeah, I remember there was a time when bell bottoms had made a comeback. Big collar shirts, right? With the big collars on them. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, let's do an email because we can and we shall. If you are wearing headphones, turn them up or down because here it comes. Let's go with this one. Got no hair. Email time. Whoops. Wrong one. Clicked the wrong. Had it at the wrong window. Oops. All right. This one is from our good buddy Nick Jones. Hi, Kris. Here is a pic of the transfer sheet that had the Auspex. Remember, there was he was showing us his Auspex scanner, and I was like, "Wow, like that was really cool," and it looked really good. I thought it was painted at first, but like, yeah. And I was asking if it was a decal or what have you, and so yeah. So he sent a picture of the decal. It's an old 2014 Dark Angel sheet that GW sold direct for a while. Down at the bottom of the sheet, left of center. Thanks, Nick. So thank you, Nick, for sending this. Because yeah, I want to see. Oh yeah, down at the bottom. You know what? I've never seen this decal sheet or this transfer sheet. I assume Bits Market is the aftermarket logos that they're putting on this sheet, I guess. But oh yeah, there they are down at the bottom. I don't know if you guys can see it very well. It's kind of blurry. This image is kind of blurry, but yeah. You can see it right in the bottom. It looks like little like tacos, like little green tacos. Little green tacos. Yeah, because it's got the other company markings and stuff on it. Huh. Well, for all you 40k Dark Angels enthusiasts, there's a holy grail of sheets. Now this looks like it's like one of those big sheets, eh? Like the big Forge World ones. Next one is from our good buddy Scott. Hey dude, still rocking me some... I can't say it. Say it, Chris. Say it. Tube paints. Super fun. I absolutely hate these squat minis when released. The stupid ass, some heads, and lame ass Robbie the Robot arm or weird arm pieces. So stupid. So I bought a box. Maybe ironically hipster style. Not sure. Decided to paint this dude up. Was pretty fun. The idea was to have kind of ochre yellow and an off-white backpack and a visor. It looks way too samey though. My personal favorite right now is the raw umber. That was the base coat for the arms. It's great. Fire away. Whatever you feel at this mini. Have a good one. And so yeah. Let me change windows there. There we go. Yeah, I really like it. Consistent with the way Scott paints minis. I really actually like the way you did the base. How you feel like, you know, this, like if the gun actually had more umber and sepia tones in it, this would actually almost feel like monochromatic with that little hint of blue in there. It'd almost be like kind of a Sin City kind of vibe where you have mostly black and white, but you have that little splash of color every once in a while. Yeah. I like the helmet and armor. It is subtle difference, but it is a difference. I can see the difference. Is there more pics? Yeah, there's more pics. I like it. I like the weathering on the backpack. That's a really nice touch. It gives it that kind of, you know, worker kind of vibe. Yeah, these little squats, man. I mean, I don't know how you can hate on squats. I don't know how you can hate on them. They're just so awesome. They're awesome. I don't know how you can hate on them. You must just hate joy. And why would you hate joy, for God's sakes? Nice non-metallic metal. It's more of a stippling motion, eh? I see that more and more these days. Is there an artist who's doing a lot of stippling and everybody's emulating these days? Is that what it is? I see that a lot these days. A lot of people using the stippling action. Yeah, really nice work though. Love the colors. I like the colors. Yeah, they are kind of samey. I mean, to the eye, I imagine it's probably not as obvious, but on camera, I mean, like there is a distinction. But yeah, no, I dig it, and yeah, it feels like a guy out in the ash wastes. I think the weapon is a little clean, considering that his backpack is weathered, his armor, you know what I mean, like the base is everything's got weathering, and the gun doesn't. I think gun could do with some weathering, but that's it. Otherwise, yeah, fantastic work. I like your work on the base. I like the colors you use there. Very, very subtle. It gives you that subtle warm tones. Next email is from Scott again. Oh yeah, because we didn't do a show last week, so yeah, that's why he sent 2 emails. I did another squat. Oh shit, am I on the right window? Yeah, okay. I did another squat for the first time in a long time. I feel this pick is eating the whitish areas. I glazed some hawk turquoise in as I wanted more of a separation on the white and ochre areas versus my other squat. And the goblin with the Age of Sigmar Hobgrot skin, I liked painting it. Man, I can't read anymore. I will keep trying to alternate color scheme on the skin. Also used lots of tube paints, so obviously I feel quite a bit fancier than all these other basic bitch painters arguing about dropper bottles versus lids. Get with it, people. Not around today. Catch you later. Let's do that Patreon Marine thing. Yes, I know. I completely missed the mark on the week for that, for the Patreon painting thing. I will have to get on top of that this week. So let's have a look. Again, I think similar vibes. Yes, the separation in the helmet and backpack from the armor. Yeah, I think, what did you say you used? It was a turquoise? I think that's actually a really good call. The non-metallic metal I really like on the drum of this gun. I really like that. I think a little bit more of the earth values could go into that under reflection. Again, though, I think that it feels too clean. Now, mind you, though, this one doesn't have that same weathered vibe. And I do like that you have the torso has weathering as well. But I think the gun could use weather. I think that's it. The gun feels like he just got it off the market. I mean, it doesn't hurt the model, but yeah. No, I really like it. I like to work on the cloth as well. Your lighting on that, on the bicep to the shoulder, the cloth, that's really good. I like that. I can almost see where the spotlight is that's casting that light. Yeah, little gobbo. Love it. Love the color. The armor is fantastic. With the flesh, it's fantastic. And it's a little gobbo. Nice work on the number. I know, I gotta get all these other fun little models done. I've got a bunch of them because I got a bunch of them from Underworlds. I've got my Blood Bowl ones. Oh, and there's when I was farting around with the what is it, Shadow Throne? I didn't realize there was little Gene Stealer familiars. I want to do those as well. Yeah, really nice work on the flesh, the armor. Solid, man. I think that eye could go with a more of an opaque orangey red. I think that would really help pop with the turquoise of the armor. The turquoise of the armor is so bright. It's good, but I feel like the eye is not pronounced enough. Know what I mean? I wouldn't go with a bright red. I think a orangey red, like Wild Rider red kind of value, an orange red. I think that would play nicely with the turquoise. More saturated. I realize your painting style is not quite as saturated color palette, but something just to bring a bit more brightness into that area. More tension. The eye gets drawn into his brow so heavily, right? All the lines, like when you look at him from this angle, all the lines point right to the center between his eyes. And you're not really, like, you don't want to explore the face anymore. You want to go explore the armor. Know what I mean? And if you went with a more saturated color in that eye, it helps the viewer stay in that face and explore the details a bit more. Because there's a lot going on with that little face. But thank you, Scott, for sending that in. Awesome stuff. And yeah, I look forward to more. I'm looking for it. Okay, I'm just going to jump back into the comments here real quick. Oh, Benjamin, okay. Really, the biggest shift was in the 1960s when the t-shirt and jeans became the normal clothing to wear about town. Death suits and hats that had been pretty similar for over 100 years. Yeah, that's very true, right? I think really what we're talking about is how post World War changed popular culture, right? Obviously, people have more leisure time, more money to spend on stuff like that, right? Yeah. Well, if we're talking like, you know, the evolution of fashion, but I'm sure there's probably entire books dedicated to the evolution of fashion. Benjamin, wool suit. I mean, yeah, I know what you meant, but like suits, I get you. Yeah, everybody, like, you know, pre 1920, it seems like they were all in suits, right? Yeah. I'd imagine though it's the world wars that changed that shit, right? The shifting economies and all that bullshit. Next email is from Gelby, aka shit. What's your handle today? Fuck. Okay, can't remember. Oh, Fulgrim's Boy Puss. That's right. Bone Boy, Coffin Boy, Buggy Boy, and a Gidget. So here's the Bone Boys. Now he was asking earlier about you know, painting yellow glow. Okay, so we're talking glow like an entire blade, but you want to go for more orangey glow. I think for the blade, I mean, you can go darker in the recesses. I was thinking more of brighter yellow inside the recesses, and you could build to an orange to one direction of the blade. So either the orange builds towards the spine or builds towards the edge. And it all depends on how you imagine it. Now, there's nothing wrong with building orange to the recesses, but then that makes the blade feel more like it is just a solid yellow, as opposed to being more of a glow, right? So if you wanted to give that impression of a glow, I would build brighter towards the cutting edge and build a little bit orange towards the spine, and I'd go bright in the recesses of the blade, the like the inside of the glyphs kind of thing. Yeah. As for the gun, similar vibe. I would not push that yellow so far out of the lines, and in fact, inside the lines of the gun barrel, that would be bright yellow, and it'd be orange along the perimeter of the gun barrel, and that yellow would not extend out as far. And the same thing with the OSL of your eyes. The yellow does not have to push out as far. Ooh, machine gun. Very cool. Oh, you're doing a bit of heat tempering on the barrel? Is that what's going on there? What is that texture on the surface? Is that texture on the surface deliberate? Or is that from heavy primer? Or is this... I have questions. I have questions, gal. I have questions. Tyranid and White Scar. Tyranid looks cool. Assembled. White Scar is really good. Nice and clean. Nice work on the red glyphs on the limbs. That White Scar is really good. Now, hopefully, you didn't prime the model black before you tried to paint it white. What does Kris always say? If you want it bright, you prime it white, right? Yeah, really nice work on the White Scar though. That's really good. Well, there he is. I don't know what breed he is. All I know is he's 100% good boy. Little is his eye permanently like that, or is he winking? If he's permanently like that, then oh. Cute, very very cute. All right. Oh, okay. Hold on. Last email. This guy at our shot brought a relic from a bygone era. Yeah, that's the old armor cast Reaver Titan. Very, very nice. Yeah, so from what I understand is, yeah, there was like a large amount of these were produced. I don't think officially ever produced the Warlord Titan, but they had the Reaver Titan and the Warhound Titan. I like the Warhound Titan, the classic Warhound Titan. It's a little on the nose of why it's called a Warhound, but yeah. The Reaver Titan, I mean, this was a good one. It was a it was a 1-to-1 translation of the epic miniature. Now the Eldar Phantom Titan was a 1-to-1 translation of the epic miniature, but it was far prettier because it was Eldar. So yeah, but that's awesome. Yeah, that's very cool. That's awesome. It is a real treat when you see those things out there. And I appreciate the classics. Oh man. Benjamin. Yeah, World War II really did change things with the shortages, which lasted a long time since places, as well as the economic boon to a lot of people. Yeah, 100%, right? People had more money, more leisure time, more time to spend goofing off and worrying about what they're wearing, right? Fulgrim. She's a Terrier Chihuahua mix, and she was just winking. Oh, she was just winking? Okay. Yeah, that's a cute dog. I'm not really one for small dogs, but I'm not opposed to them either. But yeah, I prefer more medium to big. I don't want Irish Wolfhound or Saint Bernard or anything like that. I'm not into or even like King Shepherds or stuff like that. I'm not really, I don't need one of those. A couple months ago, I had to put my girl down, and yeah, she was a collie mixture, and yeah, she was good. She's a good girl. The dog before her was also another female. I prefer females. I don't really care for males. Males are just they're too goddamn annoying until you get them fixed, and even then, it's because as soon as they detect a female in heat, they just want to go fucking wandering all over the place. And fucking males, man, thinking with their dicks all the time. Whereas the females, I find, in my experience, they're much easier, not easier, but better to train, and the likelihood of them wandering off and, following their nose and stuff like that, not as likely. As a male, yeah, all the time. It's annoying. Dealing with males is annoying. I prefer females. And yeah, the one before my collie mixture one, she was a shepherd husky wolf mixture. She was a really good dog, real smart, and healthy as shit until she got hit. She broke her hip, but then she was up and walking again like less than a month. But anyway, haven't replaced my dog yet. I don't like the idea of replacing. I think whatever kind of happens, so yeah. But anyway. Fire Drake. The 80s style will be back in style in another 5 years. Yeah, probably. That's a kind of a safe bet, I think. That's kind of a safe bet. All right. Well, I think we're done with the chit chat. Holy shit, we went 45 minutes OT. Jeez Louise. If you need help with your color scheme, maybe you're stuck on particular painting technique. Maybe you're a commission painting service. You want to just show people what you're all about. I welcome any and all. I like when people share their efforts. So feel free to share. Use the hashtag Way of the Brush or send me an email at Kris@wayofthebrush.com. It is in the description below, as well as a link to wayofthebrush.com. Central hub of all this silliness has the links to all the social medias as well as Discord. Only one rule in the Discord: don't be a dick. That's it. That's the only rule. Otherwise, feel free to share and talk. And, you know, I have various channels, even some channels where the conversation can go pretty weird. I'm open to it. As long as people are willing to respect each other, I'm open to it. Don't be a dick. That's it. It's a pretty broad rule. Just don't be a dick. And you can talk about whatever the hell you want to talk about. Yeah, even pussy and balls. You can talk about it. I don't want people sharing images of their dicks and balls and stuff. But anyway. Just because there's all these rules and then the fucking prudes get involved, and, you know, people who want to stick their nose in other people's business can fuck off. So that's why I just don't want to. I just want to avoid those kind of conversations. But anyway. Wayofthebrush.com. Central Hub. I can't remember the rest of the spiel for the life of me. Talk about something. Patreon. Click the link. Patreon. It's how I keep this thing going. Huge thank you to all my patrons for the continued support, and to all the brand new ones as well. Huge thank you to all of you. If you are not able to support monetarily, i.e. money, thumbing up the video, liking, following, subscribing, commenting, ringing the bell, blah, 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 blah. Algorithm gods be appeased. And all it takes is a couple clicks of a button, and you're helping me out a great deal. And so a huge thank you to everybody who does that as well. Big thank you to Carl Geimir for Beer and Blood Bowl. It's his YouTube channel. Check it out. If you love yourself some beer, you love yourself some Blood Bowl. Beer and Blood Bowl is where it's at. We always take time to thank Carl, even though he is no longer with us, for taking the time out of his busy day to create the email jingles that play before the email segment of the show. And so always much love to Carl. And of course, much love to my baby brother Evan for creating the intro, outro music that plays at the begin and end of the show. And so always much love to my baby bro Evan. And if you're into rare comics, EB Comics, it's in the description below. Rare, we're talking rare comics. Like the one where Superman sodomizes Batman. It's in there. Or if you're into beefcakes, you can follow him on Instagram as well. He's posting workout videos. I don't know what the fucking guy is training for, but he's getting huge. He just, what is it? What did the kids say? Swole? They're getting swole. Anyway. Yeah. I think that's it. We're done? We're done, right? Fire Drake, another 15 minutes for OCD's sake. No. No, I was going to have you triggered all day. The fucking guy couldn't do a 3-hour show. Fuck him. Benjamin, I have a lot to say about the history of men's fashion, so maybe. Yeah, sure, join us. I mean, again, talk about whatever you like. The general channel, it's kind of just general. We just share whatever the hell we're talking about, or just talk about whatever. Again, the only rule is don't be a dick. That's it. That's the only rule. You can talk about whatever the hell you want. It's usually a lot of painting talk. We have questions and answers. We have showing off what we're working on. We have terrain. We have cooking. We have all sorts. We have even a channel for sharing pictures of your pets. You want to share your pictures of your pets? We have a channel for that. There's an app for that. Discord's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. And of course, you know, I join in the conversations all the time. So, you know, again, if you want to talk to me or talk to any of the other monkeys, feel free. We even have a trading one. Yeah. Again, though, the trading one, disclaimer, I mean, I'm not responsible. And if you fuck over another monkey, you get banished. That's a way to get banished. Fuck over another monkey. Anyway, Fire Drake. Kris has too many rules on the Discord. Yeah, there's too many. It's too many. Don't be a dick. That's too many rules. You're not the boss of me. See that? When you cut your hair, you lose your power. I read that in a book from long ago. Yeah. Yeah, what was that guy? That guy, you know, in that book. Samson and Delilah. Yeah. I thought of that when I first cut my hair. Remember old Kris used to have really long hair? He looked proper-ish. Yeah. And that was a concern. That was a real concern. I cut my hair and I lost my powers. Maybe I did. Because that was only, 3-4 years ago I cut my hair? So, maybe I did lose my powers. Maybe. And when I grow them back, maybe I need to cut the mustache off and let the hair grow back, right? And Recultivate the power? Maybe. That might be it. Fire Drake. That mean he's weak. We can take his power, his painting power, for our own. I'm just gonna imagine just getting swarmed by a bunch of you fucking weirdos. Take his power, eat his liver. No, don't. Anyway. I don't know where we're going with any of this, people. Come on, people. Take care of your brushes. They'll take care of you. And I will see you guys later. Next week? Yeah, next week. Yeah. We'll do a show next week. Maybe. No, we'll do a show. Possibly.